Hello everyone, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. Here we are on this tumultuous Tuesday evening, and yes, it will be tumultuous because we've got sovereign citizens from Canada to cover today, and we've got Parliament to cover today. So it's gonna be interesting. Um, it's yeah, it's gonna be weird. But before we get into that, I'm gonna tell you about my adventure today because I went back to the hospital to try to get what's all over my legs figured out. And for the first time since going to this hospital, I've found a doctor that I was not happy with. And they were very brusque. They wanted to refer me to a dermatologist. And for those of you who have seen the pictures on Twitter, I don't know what a dermatologist is going to do. And this happened directly as a result of medications that hospital prescribed me. So, I don't know why this doctor didn't want to, she didn't even want to extend the prednisone prescription, which didn't make sense because that was working, but it was clearing it up, but it came back after I finished the prednisone. So it's kind of weird and frustrating, and so I'm gonna have to either go back tomorrow, or just I'm taking Reactin now, and I've got my Celebrex, my anti-inflammatories. But yeah, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go back and say listen, because she didn't even want me to wait for my blood work results, and the nurse who took my blood was like, it'll be about an hour, if you want to wait. But she didn't want me to wait. It was really weird. And I wasn't very happy with that. So we'll have to go back and see. But my oldest, unfortunately, I also had to take him into the hospital today. And he unfortunately has the pneumonia that I had. So now he's got antibiotics. Poor guy. As an adult, I hated having pneumonia. This was horrible. So, and he's so optimistic, and he's so he just tries to say he feels good about everything. So you can't get a straight answer out of the kid. Hey, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, buddy? Oh, I feel great. I feel fine. Meanwhile, he's coughing his little lungs out, and it's like, dude, it's okay. It's okay if you don't feel all right. It's all right. But he's just so optimistic, and it's I don't ever want him to lose that, but it's so sad to watch. But he'll be okay. He'll be okay. And I'm mostly just kind of annoyed about the leg situation because I really wanted to get this figured out, but apparently that's still not happening yet, and it's very, very frustrating. So who knows? I may have to make another trip back in, but we'll see. Yeah, that was my adventure today. I've also been told in a YouTube comment section, or in one of my YouTube videos, that I don't know anything about politics, and I should stop going to meme sites. I don't know. I didn't know that CTV was a meme site. That one threw me for a loop. I was very confused by that comment, so I made a short about it. You'll probably see it. You'll probably see it. Um, but yeah, it's called Canadian News is now a meme site. Well, that's the short. So you'll see it. It's amusing. Um, let's see what else to talk about before we get into the videos today. Oh yeah, apparently the public safety minister who attended the dinner with Trudeau at Mar-a-Lago over the weekend said that Trump's 51st state comments were a joke. I'm just like, no. Like, if I believe that Trump believes that Canada should be a 51st state. And I think that that's absolutely retarded. I mean, like, the United States is it doesn't need more freaking land. It doesn't need, and Canada would be like by far the biggest state. Like, you would have to break it up into multiple states. There's no way you could fucking, like, that's insane. Could you imagine if the United States got Canada as a state? Do you know what this is? This is just so that the United States can go, fuck you, Russia. We now have more land than you. I swear that's what this is. I swear to God. It's literally to just say, fuck you, Russia. We now have more land mass than you. Canada does, like, and they want the resources. Right? They want the resources, they want the land, they want all of it. But no, they can't have it. You guys, sorry my American friends. Sorry, but no. You don't get to have Canada. That's a no-no. I say nay to that. I absolutely vehemently say a very loud nay to that whole thing. But yeah, no, Trump is not joking about the 51st state. I think Trump actually means that. But let's see. You know what we're going to do? We're going to look at our Nobody Wants to Work Anymore video. Then we're going to get into the frauditor stuff. So, Asmongold put out this video today about, you know what? No, we're not going to do that one because that one's long. We're going to do how the mainstream media is covering Hunter Biden's pardon, because that was one that Asmongold covered. And I wanna watch it, because the legacy media has got to be the biggest joke ever. Where is this? Is today? Let's see. What the fuck happened to Apple Vision Pro? Wait. This is legacy media covering Joe Biden's presidential pardon. Okay, yes, this is what I wanted to watch. And then maybe we'll look at the Nobody Wants to Work Anymore video. And then we'll go, yeah. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Okay, let's take a look at this.
Presidential promise to put the law before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers.
Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but I mean...
Let's see what happens if he loses. That's true.
absolutely fucking based.
Yep.
He was so right, because he knew.
Yep.
He knew. He's like, what are you talking about this bullshit for? What do you mean? That was a lie. Yeah, that was good.
That was
Happens
awesome.
if he loses.
Yeah, but I mean, but he said it.
He's going to get pardoned by...
He said it.
But
What a
he said
stupid
it.
ass.
He means it.
But you said. But you said.
He said it. Therefore, it must be true.
Oh my God. How you be that dumb?
his dad. There's no question about that.
The president has ruled out pardoning his son.
Major commitment from the president, accepting the outcome of the trial and also pledging not to pardon his son.
So the challenge for him is really to continue to live up to his values when it was really personal, and he did that today.
It seems
he did that today, yes, and then he lost the election.
It's like a pretty
well. He did that today. He didn't do it today, right now, but that's okay.
normal, straightforward answer, but it takes new weight when we see what Trump is saying about the outcome of his trial. What we're hearing from other Republicans who say they don't accept the jury's verdict here in New York.
The contrast is profound. To sit there and say, well, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. One side, Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system. And on the other,
they gotta stop with this moral high ground shit. It's really so sad.
They really do. This is really bad. Like, how could check fraud compared to any of the shit that Hunter Biden did?
Just stop with this moral high ground shit. Just say, listen, bro. Of course, I don't know why Biden can't just come out and be like, bro, it's my son. Of course I'm gonna, yeah. I mean, yeah. No, is it rigged? Yeah. No, it's totally rigged.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, for sure. But
they just need to say it. They need to stop pretending like this is not a rigged
like,
thing.
I mean, if it's rigged in my favor, we're gonna use it. Of course. Yeah, ABC, right? Always be cheating. And so, of course, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, should they get rid of presidential pardons? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Should they?
So the weird thing about the pardoning thing. So you know how everyone's using also the. So you remember Trump's pardons that he did in like 2015?
Yeah.
Where so the thing is the guys that I mean, this was a big thing on Twitter today. So a lot of the guys that are arguing over this are trying to compare this to like the Flynn thing, except Flynn served 2 years, paid his fines, and did all that stuff 15 years ago.
Right.
And then got pardoned.
Right.
Joe has backdated the pardon to 2014 of any and possible crimes.
Wow.
The neat thing is, though, is it's really not going to work because, yeah, he can say that. Doesn't mean they're going to not prosecute. In fact, I think the New York guy, the guy who's actually like the lead prosecutor in all of this has said, I don't fucking care. So.
Republicans and Trump protecting Trump.
Our current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son.
That's crazy. Wow.
I mean, again, it's all about the contrast.
President Biden saying, I will respect whatever this jury decides versus Donald Trump after he was convicted on 34 counts, saying the entire system is rigged against him.
They're late. Because it was. It was rigged against him. I'm sorry. I am not a Trump fan, but they tried everything to get him to not be able to run. I'm sorry. They were like, impeachment. And then they were like, okay, rape. Okay, I guess check fraud. You know what I mean? Like, it was, what the fuck? They tried everything.
The latest attack has been that Joe Biden has.
Yeah, I'm shitty at politics, you guys. I'm shitty at politics. I don't know anything about politics. According to some weird random commenter who's not subscribed to me and hasn't been following me for any length of time.
The DOJ,
just based his whole thing on one video.
Whole argument around Donald Trump's conviction.
And this week, of course, Hunter Biden was found guilty.
Donald Trump
and Joe
hasn't been
Biden has
convicted.
very clearly said he would not pardon his son. He would not commute his sentence. How stark is this difference? I mean, how can Republicans keep making
because it's not a difference. Oh my God!
This argument now that Joe Biden has really put it out there. Where's Hunter? And he stood there in a courtroom, flanked by his family, and he's accepted his sentence.
He is not pardoning his son, which he could do. These are federal charges.
Right.
He is not doing that. He is not doing it because he is living what it means to have a rule of law in this country. And then I mean, if you want to know if he believes it, you could actually.
And here's the thing, right? Like, I don't fault Biden for this at all. I don't even fault Hunter Biden. Yeah, he's playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. I mean, I could see how, like, I mean, the dude had, like, his brother died of fucking brain cancer. His dad's had, like, bunch of problems, and then, like, grew up probably, like, always a loser compared to his brother. His mom died. Like, I can get how the guy's fucked up, right? You can easily get how that is. So I don't even blame him. But this guy's got no fucking excuse to be saying this.
The only thing I blame Joe Biden for is going, I'm not going to pardon, I'm not going to pardon, I'm not going to pardon, I'm not going to pardon. Ah, fuck it. I'm going to pardon. He should have just been like, yes, I'm going to pardon my son.
He got no excuse for this. It justifies every crime? Well, it's not justified, but I can see why you do it, right? Of course you shouldn't do that. Of course it's bad. Of course he should go to jail.
See what is happening with his own son.
The president, Anderson, has been really clear that he is going to accept the outcome of the trial no matter what happens.
Yeah. So Joe Biden's gotten asked about, talking about law and order. He's gotten asked if he would pardon his son. He has said no. On the other side, you've got Donald Trump, who has said that he will pardon the January 6th insurrectionists.
Because they weren't insurrectionists. And they're getting more time than some, like, really bad criminals. And it's really pathetic.
Not even his sons. They're just sons of bitches.
Man. Washington said, I am not running again, because he understood the self-restraint was absolutely essential to this country, so you don't have a king. He did not pardon his son. He did not order the Department of Justice to say, don't prosecute my son.
Because it wouldn't have been politically advantageous at the time.
No.
If he had done that, it would have ruined his chances of winning again.
Absolutely. That's why he did it. And that's why he didn't pardon his son at the time. And now that he's losing and has nothing to lose, he's going to pardon him.
Because people would have thought it was a scam. But now that he lost, it's like the jig's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a scam. Oops. See ya.
Whoopsie. I guess it is a scam.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Impressive.
Could have ordered the Justice Department to halt the prosecution of Hunter Biden, according to this court. Everyone understands he's a decent man.
I think Joe Biden has a chance here to stand up for the rule of law, to say the law is the law. No.
My parents overdosed. My grandparents, who I was super close to, died suddenly, but you don't see me shooting up drugs, meeting with minors, foreign interference, or committing tax fraud. Well, there you go, CW. You just watched this video just before you came here? Oh, you can watch me react to it then.
No matter who it is, no matter
I guess he sat down. So I could, like, I want y'all to know this is a 9-minute video. I can't watch 9 minutes of this bullshit because we already seen it enough.
Thank you,
honestly, guys, I feel like, listen, this is kind of a good thing for Hunter Biden. This means Hunter Biden can still run for president. Oh, here we go. We'll watch a video on this. This will be funny. Okay.
President Biden is expected to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. The president's son was convicted on all 3 felony charges in June related to the purchase of a revolver in 2018 when prosecutors argued Hunter lied on a mandatory gun purchase form by saying he was not illegally using or addicted to drugs.
I love how that's the problem. It's like this dude records himself playing Grand Theft Auto in real life for years, and they try to get him about, like, lying, saying that he bought a gun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely lying.
It's like, of all the things, you're gonna go with that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
According to NBC News, the president made the decision this weekend. Molly, fast and furious, what do you make of this new news?
Mm-hmm.
I just heard it. I have to process it. I don't have a take. I'm sorry.
I don't have a take. Dude, you're being called onto a news broadcast and you're like, I don't have a take. I just heard this now. And I don't know how to react.
Anyone, Michelle,
What do you mean you don't want to have a take? She doesn't want to say the wrong thing before hearing what people want her to say.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Presidential power.
Why did you get invited? Like, why did you take the call if you don't?
Exactly. Why are you going on a news broadcast and going, I don't know what to say?
I'm just here for no reason. Do you have any opinions? No. Do you have any comments? No. Hi.
Action on President Biden pardoning his son.
Hey!
I mean, look, I don't think that Democrats can uphold all of these norms single-handedly. Hunter Biden was prosecuted for a crime that kind of a normal person who had committed the same crime would almost certainly not be prosecuted for, and Joe Biden.
Oh, really?
If Hunter Biden was a low-income minority and he did what he did, Hunter Biden would be in jail.
Thrown at him. He would have had, if Hunter Biden was Joe Blow off the street, he would have been had the book just kablamoed in his face.
And everybody knows it. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
You really think the guy that's made a documentary about smoking crack, fucking hookers, and driving all at the same time? You really think that... You think he wouldn't... Why is he not in jail? Oh, man, I wonder...
Gee, why is he not in jail? Why is Hunter Biden not in jail and being prosecuted like a proper human being?
Oh.
Gee, I wonder why. That's a real head scratcher.
Biden bent over backwards not to intervene in order to show, sort of how much of a respecter of norms he was, unlike Donald Trump.
There is.
The only reason he did that was he was posturing.
I'm very happy to see everybody in chat. This is great. You guys are awesome for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Election. He was posturing for the election period. And now that the election is over, he's going to do it. Because he never actually gave a fuck about the rule of law in the first place. He never gave a fuck. He didn't care about that.
Of course not.
Of course not. And so, yeah, not paying taxes. Yeah, why would he care? And so, of course he's going to do this for his son. Now, if Biden had won, you know what would have happened? He would have just delayed his son's case somehow. Or had somebody delay it for 4 years, then pardoned him 4 years later.
Yeah. That's exactly what he would have done. There's no question. No question.
Nothing about this would have changed. Like, the functional outcome would have never changed.
No.
But, we see kind of what that got him. Mm-hmm. And I certainly understand why, why he would not want to forfeit the future and life of his son to uphold a set of norms that are about to go up in smoke.
To uphold a set of norms that are about to go up in smoke. Wow. Doom on you. What are all these people? So, seriously, they're the fucking dodos from Ice Age. If you're not smart enough to plan ahead, then doom on you! That's them.
What do you think of this?
About to go up in smoke. So now it's like, yeah, okay. You trying to add in some bullshit to turn it around. Maybe that's why he wanted to lose the election.
Yeah, right?
Well, he did a pretty good job at that. He did. And speaking of up in smoke, but yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Up in smoke is a really bad thing to say when you're talking about Hunter Biden.
Anyway, I don't think it had anything to do with like I genuinely believe this. I don't think Trump would have prosecuted or pushed to prosecute Hunter Biden at all.
Really? Asmongold doesn't think that Trump wouldn't have prosecuted, or he doesn't think Trump would have prosecuted Hunter Biden. I'm gonna have to disagree on that. I think that Trump absolutely would have prosecuted Hunter.
I don't think he would have done it.
I do.
He didn't do it with Hillary. He didn't do it with Bill Clinton. He didn't
tried. He tried to do it with Hillary and Bill, but
do it with anybody else. Like, he wouldn't need to. No, he probably would have stopped it from happening even. I could easily see Trump doing that.
Mary,
remember the George Carlin quote? It's a big club and you're not in it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's part of the club, and so is Biden. This guy's never going to jail in the first place.
No. That's the sad part, is that Hunter Biden was never going to step foot in a jail.
The president had said that he would not seek a pardon for his son, and here we are using presidential power. Is this now kind of a blank check to the incoming administration to use whatever power is at its disposal for whatever things it wishes to achieve?
Well, it already did that. They already did that before. Like, Trump pardoned a bunch of rappers for bullshit, too. And people always do presidential pardons for bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, Biden didn't invent this.
No. By no means did Biden invent this. Biden for sure did not come up with this ploy.
Well, as you know, the pardon power is absolute. It is one of those powers that is exclusively given to the president. And I do think, people will be asking Joe Biden what changed, because he did say pretty clearly.
My mind. He changed his mind. Oops, I decided, I was going to do that, but I decided not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Duh. He forgot, yeah.
He was not planning to pardon his son.
Yeah, I'm willing to believe he forgot that he said he wasn't going to pardon him. He's that addled. I believe he's...
I would respect Biden so much if he just said, why did you do it? He's like, it's my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he broke the law. Like, yeah, but he's my son.
Yeah. Like, as shitty as that is, I would at least be like, okay... Like, you've admitted it. Okay.
Like, I would totally respect that. Be like, yeah, for sure. I get it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They're ending a Thanksgiving Day weekend, and I'm sure the family was all together, and I'm sure that caused him to think long and hard. But I will be interested to hear what he has to say about what changed. Michelle is right that the crimes that Hunter Biden was prosecuted for are things that would not ordinarily result in the types of prosecution we saw.
Oh, that's
and I don't think that issuing a pardon opens the floodgates to abuses of other types of power, because a pardon is part of that exclusive authority of the president. We know that...
Sorry. Pincalo just made up a funny word.
The incoming president has already talked about various types of pardons. I'm hoping he will not engage in all of those that he has suggested, particularly with respect to the January 6th attackers, those who attacked the U.S. Capitol. But that all, of course, remains to be seen.
Yeah, he gonna do it.
Yep.
I could easily see him. I could easily see him let everybody go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I wouldn't blame him for doing that, because they weren't insurrectionists. They were idiots. But they were not insurrectionists. They were stupid. You know what I mean? They were stupid. So we're gonna learn about a Canadian sovereign citizen called Ontario Audits. And this guy, he's got a channel of his own. But we're gonna take a look at these videos here, and we're gonna learn how stupid Canadian sovereign citizens are.
It's okay to attack women. What?
I said Alyssa Mercante making.
Oh wait, this is different. I did the wrong one. My bad. Frauditor arrested for harassment. That's what I'm looking for. There we go.
Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Ontario audits humiliate himself on body cam as he gets arrested. Now, I just want to tell you guys in full transparency that at the end of the video, he did provide proof that the charges were dismissed and he filed a lawsuit. But as you guys all know, it doesn't mean anything.
No, it really doesn't. And this guy, he uploaded the full body cam footage to his own channel, and I think that this is where the frauditor troll got
Charges can get dismissed for a wide variety of reasons, and lawsuits get dismissed all the time. If you want proof, just take a look at J-Town Press. Lawsuit after lawsuit gets dismissed. So with that being said, the footage is absolutely hilarious. So without further ado, enjoy the video.
Really? Okay. Don't know what the incident number is. Is any video? Find it out? I'll find that out for you. I think these officers want to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
What's going on?
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this video and then I'll pull it up.
Okay, so here's the deal. Right now you're getting placed under arrest for criminal harassment, okay?
For criminal harassment?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Do you want me to hold this for you? You want me to put it somewhere?
Pardon me?
Do you want me to put this somewhere?
Just keep it with my property.
Yep, okay. Is this your property?
No, that's not my property.
It's not your property? Okay. I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, I'm gonna read you something, okay?
Yep.
Uh, 36 call.
I guess this is stuff being blocked out.
Do you shove charges in your pocket? Nope. I have some keys, a set of keys.
Okay, so right now I'm arresting you for criminal harassment, okay? So my duty to
Criminal harassment, that's what he's being arrested for.
inform you have the right to retain and instruct counsel at delay. You also have the right to telephone any lawyer you wish. You also have the right to free advice from a legal aid lawyer. If you're charged with an offense, you may apply the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for assistance. 1-800-265-0451 is the number. I'll put you in contact with a legal aid duty counsel lawyer for free legal advice right now. Do you understand?
See, this is the Canadian Miranda rights.
Yep.
Okay, and do you wish to call a lawyer?
Yep.
Okay. So we can facilitate that for you. Caution, you're charged with criminal harassment. You're not obliged to say anything in answer to the charge. Whatever you say may be given evidence. Do you understand?
Yeah, so just criminal
I
harassment.
love how they make up when the law applies.
I'll explain it to you in a minute.
Hello,
Take off my hood. It's a little hot.
Yeah.
It's tied. Can you?
It's tied?
Yeah, pick up.
Left on foot, no direction, travel. Still want it down?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Want to get a sergeant or just contact?
Yeah, do you want a sergeant?
No, it's fine for now.
Yeah, do you want a sergeant? I'll bring you a sergeant. I'll bring you anything you want. I'm still arresting you, though.
Do you know where they want? Where they want him?
Take a look back. You can just slide it in my pocket there or give it to him. Appreciate that. Oh, you're under arrest?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. I guess you're gonna come in then. I'll give this to you when you come in. Yeah, sure. I mean, is that okay? Yeah, I think land as my property. If you could take it, that'd be great as well. I will definitely. If you're coming in here, I'll be the one parading you, and I will certainly give you this information, whatever other information you need. Okay.
See, they're being so polite. This is Canadians being. This is how you get out of this.
Yep. Oh, what's your name again?
I'm under arrest now, right? So
Yeah, just so I know who I'm talking.
You do have to identify yourself. James Henry.
Okay, James. It's Tony.
Pardon me?
Tony's my name, James. That's how people usually interact. They exchange names. Nice to meet you, James.
Do you want me to turn off your screen so you're not wasting power?
Turn this up. Yeah, it's the button at the top.
Top? Here?
Yeah.
Hang on.
And this.
Pardon me?
Or is this thing turned off?
Things off. Oh.
So I know what you're telling yourself. Why is he wearing a women's bonnet?
He's what?
And to be honest, I don't have the answer for you. My wife wears the exact same bonnet when she goes to sleep. And I'm puzzled when I first saw...
Does he mean a bonnet? When he's saying bonnet, does he mean a bonnet? I think he means a bonnet.
Eating dinner and we were looking at this guy and we're like, isn't that your bonnet? Isn't he wearing the exact same thing? Yeah, really peculiar thing going on over here. Now, wait until you find out what he had in his pocket. Because keep in mind, this guy's threatening
beer isn't good beer.
Big lawsuit. He's going to sue the department. They should be shaking in their boots. But wait until you find out what he's been carrying in his pocket the entire time.
Oh boy.
Where's the off button on this?
I just got that thing on, you know. Is this on? Does this need to be turned off?
There you go.
TV out the line, go ahead.
This thing is
Ha! Our beer's 7%, dude. American beer is like 4%. So is Mexican beer.
Just see,
well, yeah, but I'm talking about like Moosehead or Guinness. Huh? Yeah. Or the Fin du Monde or Maudit, which is 11%. It's almost wine.
Yep.
You have any idea?
It's a bonnet. It looks like more alcohol doesn't make it taste good.
Hey, is Detective Higgins there?
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, so where do you want? What do you want? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he gave it to Ian. I'll get the information. And then where do you want this guy? Do you want to just take it to a car right now, or?
Guinness is not. I didn't mean Guinness. I meant Heineken.
Okay. Should we just take him to a scout car then? Yeah, Shabby. Just trying to figure out where they want. If they want us to put them in a car and go from there, or these are going to be
to go, and that's the charge. I'll see what Higgins will.
Book him? Okay. Okay. For sure. Okay. Honestly, I have no idea. They just told us to go and arrest them. I'll give you all the information when I get it. Yeah. Okay. All right, bye. Did you write down his name?
No, not yet.
Let me write down.
What are they gonna find?
Okay, let me just grab the phone here.
It's going to be James.
James?
Yep.
Common spelling?
Yep. H-E-A-R-N. James Hearn.
H-E-A-R-N. Hearn?
Yep.
Yeah. Date of birth?
So he's willing to let his first and last name be broadcast, but not his date of birth. Okay.
We're gonna be booking him. Yeah, so I don't know if we want to just take him right to the booking. No, we still gotta do an arrest screen and everything.
No promise to appear on this. I mean,
I'm not too sure. They might cut you from the station on that. Right now we're just gonna be taking you back there because we're obviously here right now.
I mean, you guys know what I was doing? You guys can like build in on everything I was doing?
Oh, I saw you when I came in, but yeah.
So, just filming from the public sidewalk.
Why were you filming the jail though? What's the point? Oh, I hate beer, so I have no idea what beer is which.
I understand what you're doing. Yeah. So, did Tim take the paper?
That's his paper. I think Tony.
I know
this is his paper?
Yeah, it's his. I think Stout has.
Oh, because Tim has the other one with the. No, not with the. Well, it does have the gun on it, but it has the exact wording for his charge because he's gonna want to know what that is. Okay.
Lamb, mind if I turn to the right a little bit? My knee is a bit.
Yeah. Sure. Thanks.
Yep. Molson buys everything and
where the
fucks
car
it
is.
all up.
Yeah, just swap.
Yeah. And let me just run the cameras through the car real quick, and then go from there.
He's got all of this equipment. Why would you film the jail from the sidewalk?
You got your dash camera there?
What's the point? And his dash camera too.
Thank you.
So yeah, don't ask me why, but they decide to bring him into the car, even though he's already at the police station. Yeah, no clue why they did that, but it's at this point where James Hearn figures out what he's actually charged with and what impact it's going to have.
James, right? Yeah. So the full charge is harassment by watching and besetting, okay?
Harassment by watching and besetting. That is not one that I've heard of.
Yep. Just so you understand. I just gotta do the camera test. Yeah.
So it's not criminal harassment anymore?
No, it's still under harassment. It's criminal harassment. It's a criminal charge, harassment by watching and besetting. Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
That sounds like I was watching somebody get changed or something.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like you were just filming something that you shouldn't have been filming.
The charge would be did without lawful authority and knowing that another person, namely, he'll be a victim in this situation, without lawful, has harassed or recklessly as to whether that person was harassed, engaged in besetting or watching the dwelling house, the place of residence, the workplace, the place of business, a place where basically a victim, namely the victim in this situation would probably be Toronto Police, and caused the said repeat name of victim to reasonably fear for their safety.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it from filming the embassy or the police station?
It's going to be for the police station.
For the police station?
Yeah.
Station? What about the global news guy that was there filming for 2 hours constantly?
It would be for...
Okay, but you're a YouTuber. You're not a journalist. I'm sorry. You can feel like a journalist all you want, but you're a YouTuber. You don't have a press pass. You don't have credentials. You're
recording vehicles as they enter and exit from the parking garage.
So what if I record people coming in and out of the building?
You could technically be charged, I guess, under the same, by the wording.
Global news is good.
By the wording, if someone wished to lay that charge, I guess they could lay that charge.
Again, I'm not trying to argue with you.
Oh, but you are, though. You are arguing.
I'm just trying to genuinely understand how in Canada, under the Canadian Charter of Rights, Section 2, Part B, we have the freedom of the press.
You're not the press. You're a YouTuber. That's much different.
We can record anything in public. There's no privacy in public. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Including license plates, including government employees. I'm allowed to film from the public sidewalk into any private property that I want.
He has a trilby with the word pass and goes by the name Scott McGee.
So our criminal investigative team has advised that they wish to seek this charge, so that's why you're arrested. So
I will be holding you guys accountable.
That's fine. You can speak to a member of the investigative team too. I'm sure one of them's going to come and talk to you anyways.
All right, so they left him in the car for some time, and then they brought him back inside, and you're going to be able to see the whole booking process. And you can see that they are extremely thorough in how they explain the process to the suspect. It was pretty interesting to see, to be honest. Check this out.
So what I'll have you do is just stand on these steps here and face towards the staff.
Face towards Tony, my buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, James, how are you? Listen to, he's going to read you a notice here, okay, James?
Alright, I'm just going to read you a few things, right? So notice sections of this building, including this area, are videotape or remote audio-visual recording machines, and this equipment is now in operation.
Oh, and now he's probably going to go, so it's okay for you to record me, but not for me to record you?
And you are under observation. And also there is a privacy shield notice. There are video cameras recording the interior of each cell, including the area of the toilet. Ask the booking hall office, sir, for privacy shield if you would like to cover yourself while using the toilet.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do have protection for being journalists. It's we do have freedom of the press here in Canada, but you have to like actually be like with a news outlet, you or have like freelance. Like I couldn't just walk up somewhere and be like, I'm blind press, I'm with the media, let me in. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how that works.
Can you please state your name for the record?
James Zern.
And what's your date of birth? And what's your current home address? Okay. Okay, we have two officers training. Badge numbers are 8967 and 12150. Over to your staff.
Thank you. Officer, what's James here for?
Good afternoon, staff. Again, yeah, this is James. He was observed outside of the station at the members' entrance for the cars to come in and out of the station. He was observed recording on his cell phone with a tripod and some microphones. He was charged with harassment, watching and besetting. He's being brought before you today to prevent the repetition of the offense, to ensure
this is very thorough. I've never actually seen a booking process before.
And it's an ongoing investigation, so just for investigative purposes as well. He was given his RTC and caution. He did indicate he would like to speak to a lawyer. He'd like to do so in the privacy of the station.
We have both.
Privacy room.
We have freedom of expression, we have freedom of the press and freedom of expression. Our Charter of Rights is basically your guys' Bill of Rights. It's just newer.
He was given a pat-down search in the vestibule of the station. We would like to continue with a frisk search here, where there's more privacy, and just to make sure.
No, that's what I said. I said I couldn't just go up to a courthouse or something.
Well, this is why Ezra and that dude from Rebel are having so much trouble, because they're sub-tier journalists.
Yeah. But Rebel has at least. But Rebel at least is a news outlet.
There are, but they aren't. It's hard to. I've been trying to figure out their press credentials, and I can't. Okay.
Because he does have multiple layers on.
Okay. James, you have to run through a bunch of questions, make sure you understand everything, and assess your mental and physical health. Okay?
No, it's not. My Subaru is a car, but it's not the same as my Viper.
Questions? Are you a Canadian citizen? I ask because if you're not, we can put you in contact with the consulate of your home country.
I am, sir.
You're a Canadian citizen. Do you understand why you were arrested?
No.
No. No, I don't understand.
If you don't understand what harassment is, or you don't agree that you committed that offense?
I know that I was exercising my Canadian charter rights.
Okay.
Section 2, Part B, freedom of the press.
So it's more that you don't agree with why you were arrested?
Oh, it's more like...
Because I just have to make sure...
No, it is more like you don't agree with why you're arrested.
Violation of my Canadian rights.
No, I believe, I understand that you feel that whatever your actions were...
Global News was on the intersection in front of me recording as well, at the same time I was.
Okay. James, just going to remind you that you're on camera. And
I'm stating it for the camera.
Okay, if you're stating for the camera, that's fine. But this might, I'm just saying in my experience, it might be better for you to save your side of the story for your lawyer.
Yeah, just stop talking. Stop talking right now.
That's all I'm saying. You can say whatever you want about the offense. I will listen. But I still have to go through the questions.
All right, let's proceed, Tony.
Okay, thank you, James.
I find it hilarious how the cop is helping the frauditor by telling him basically to shut up.
Shut up,
You know you're way better off talking with your lawyer. You're divulging way too much information right now, James. It would be way better off if you just shut your mouth, go through the process, then talk to your attorney. But
yeah. And most cops will do that.
That's the problem with frauditors. They can't help themselves, and they love the sound of their own voice.
So the question is, do you understand that it's harassment for watching the setting that you've been arrested for? I understand you don't agree with that.
I understand I've been unlawfully arrested for watching a setting.
Thank you. That's perfect.
I understand that I'm being unlawfully arrested.
Counsel, I assume that because you indicated the officer you want to call.
Yes, sir.
So once we finish this process, we will dial a number. If you don't have one, we'll do duty counsel, and there's a private room for you to have that call. So we're not supposed to listen to that, so that's why that goes that way. I'm going to also tell you that while you're here, you have reasonable use of the telephone. So if you have to call somebody else, other than a lawyer, family member, let them know where you are, or arrange something while you're in custody, just tell us, and we'll make that phone call, and you can have it, okay?
Cool.
I understand what you mean, but can you use yes and no just for the camera's sake? Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, this is a question we ask everyone that comes into police custody. What is your gender and what are your pronouns?
Oh my god. They actually have to ask what is your gender and what are your pronouns now while they arrest you? That's kind of crazy. Oh my god.
I have a penis.
Okay. Does that mean...
I'm a man.
A man? Okay, thank you very much.
I love how he's like, I have a penis. Yeah, I have a penis. That's what I am.
No.
Do you have any health concerns?
No.
Do you take any medications?
No.
Have you consumed any
This process
non-prescription
usually
drugs,
isn't this
including
long. The guy's
cannabis
making
products?
it take
No.
longer.
Have you consumed any alcohol?
No.
Do you have any mental health concerns?
No.
Do you have
Have
any
you ever
mental
done
problems?
any
Yes,
harm
I'm a
to
sovereign
yourself or
citizen.
attempted to hurt yourself?
No.
Do you have any disabilities or require any accommodations?
No.
Do you have any items of religious significance on you?
They actually ask if you're disabled now. Oh, good. They will arrest a disabled person.
On me, no.
Now, the officer asked that he's done a pat search, but he asked for a frisk search since you're in custody. A little more intrusive, but I'll explain exactly the steps to that.
I got a squat and cough.
No, it's not that intrusive, but I'll go over it specifically. But before I get into that, is there anything else I need to know about you? Because you're going to be placed in this cell, like health-wise, that I need to know about, because you're in our care.
I'm good, Tony.
So eventually they brought him in his cell and then they let him know that there was an additional charge. Now keep in mind, he says, and he has proven, he showed the paperwork that they were dismissed, but you can't beat the ride. You might be able to beat the charge down the road, but you're definitely not beating the ride.
Number 10, and Booker will start making those phone calls for you, and we'll pull you out of the cells to have those conversations, okay? Sure. Let us know if anything happens that you need something.
What cell was it, sorry?
Number 10.
My camera's on, okay? Just so you know. There's an additional charge, okay? I'm just going to give it to you before you go speak to your lawyer, all right? So the additional charge is going to be, intimidation by watching the setting as well.
Intimidation by watching and besetting. Oh my. Okay.
Okay? So let's give you your RTC and caution again, and then when you go speak to your lawyer in a moment, or the duty counsel, you can advise them of the additional charge as well.
Shit, how was that intimidating?
That's what they've decided upstairs. I'm just laying the charge.
Who's the complainant? Like, who did that harass?
Pardon me? There's a member of the service.
What?
It's as much as I hate Ontario audits. What does I hate this guy? The fact that the words, he was standing there, looking at me, menacingly. Like, that's the only thing that popped in my head when I heard that. And it sucks that I have to defend that. But yeah, that's some dumb shit. But yeah, we have that type of thing here. And actually, it's kind of nice that they found a way to hit these guys. It's kind of nice they found a way to hit these guys.
Yeah.
So, the problem is most of them are so uneducated in our system that they're dumb. I don't want to say a different word because there's children around.
So that was Ontario audits. He's got a weird. He's just got a. He got some body cam footage and stuff, and it's crazy. And he uploaded it to his channel, and for somehow it got 66,000 views. Here, so well, let's take a look at. Let's go look at his channel real quick. Let's quickly go look at his channel. Ontario audits. I'm pulling up his channel. So this is Ontario Audit's channel. 25,000 subscribers. Exercising our Canadian charter rights peacefully. Latest. Let's see. They didn't think I would get this body camera footage. What? 81,000 views 2 days ago. What is this?
There's a lawsuit coming, Chris. There's a lot.
What is this?
Lawsuit coming, Chris. Let's just put it that way.
Now, there's a question we ask everyone that comes into police custody. What is your gender and what are your pronouns?
I have a penis. There's an additional charge, okay?
Oh, this is the exact. Okay, this is the exact one. Okay.
There's a lawsuit coming, Chris. Let's just put it that way.
Now, there's a question we ask everyone that comes into police custody. What is your gender and what are your pronouns?
I have a penis. There's an additional charge, okay? I'm just going to give it to you before you go speak to your lawyer.
Oh. Really? Okay.
We should also salt and sulfur the ground after we invade. Hey now, Oki. Now, Oki.
Is anybody find it out?
I'll find that out for you. I think these officers want to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. What's going on? What's going on? All right, so here's the deal. Right now you're getting placed under arrest for criminal harassment, okay? For criminal harassment? Yep. Okay. Yep. Do you want me to hold this for you? You want me to put it somewhere? Pardon me? Do you want me to put this somewhere?
Okay, yeah, we just watched all of this. Okay, so this is the entire body cam footage of what we just watched. And so this is what this guy does. He just uploads this shit and films it and uploads all this.
This is just from his bullshit handheld.
Yeah. It's literally everything that we just watched.
No, go to his channel.
I did.
Did you get one of his actual audit videos? Or is that the only video he has?
That was.
Go back into his library and see what he's got where he does an audit.
Let's see. Let's see here. Can I find an actual audit of this that this person does? Let us see. Let us check this out here. Let's see if we can get an actual audit from this guy. The biggest walk of shame in Canada. 48 fucking minutes? Holy fuck, dude. Is this a live stream?
Trespass and offense. The very first law.
Where are we here?
That's usually what they do. See, you only ever catch clips and shit that are added in, okay?
Yeah.
So this is Hamilton. This is in Dirty Hammer.
There we go.
I'm fine.
Okay. So this is just his coming up thing. So this is just a preview thing, right? So you don't this is how you get away with it. You just go like this. You go, okay, what is he doing? This is a preview. So let's see here. Someone's being arrested. Why are they being arrested?
And I said, if you do not see,
we have it on live. You go watch like
right?
Pop watch live and you see what you see.
Okay, so now that you know okay, so what's this say?
It's
Coming up, past this, past this. Yeah, we're scrolling through here real quick so that way. Also, so
now we're in Hamilton. Hopefully they respect our charter to be rights.
So they're in Stony Creek.
Okay.
They're at the Stony Creek.
And yeah, hopefully they just leave us alone. So let's see how they do. Hold on, Constable.
This
if
is
you
how
go inside, will we be
how
arrested?
these things actually work.
Yeah, we'll be arrested for trespassing.
Hours upon hours upon
We will be
hours.
arrested for, just to make it clear. Just to make it clear, yeah. If we walk inside while filming, you will arrest us.
There's a sign inside that
Yeah.
says there's no filming allowed unless the written
There's no
consent-
filming
And
allowed.
what's your name, sir?
No, they're at the collision reporting.
137?
That's correct.
And your name again, sir?
Officer, will he
Now this is.
Let me ask you guys a question.
There
I can
are
go inside
signs
without
literally
filming, correct? You get a
everywhere
complaint form
that
and stuff?
say in every
And
law
while I'm
enforcement
grabbing my
facility,
complaint
no
form,
cameras, there's a whole fucking list like
brother,
this
while
law
I'm grabbing my
that
complaint
says
form,
what you can and
I
cannot have in
can I
these
just stop and
facilities.
just pray to
And
God
it's
real
not
quick,
your
just
right
for a second?
to walk
just stop
around.
and just
Or
take a
I have to
pray?
take my knives out of my pockets
You
when
guys
I
allow
go to
that?
any courthouse, and I go to courthouses daily.
Yeah, just while
Well,
I'm
that's the
inside
same
getting
in
my,
the
getting my
States,
stuff.
isn't it? You can't just walk into
Would you guys allow
places
that?
with a gun.
No, you
Quick
can't.
prayer to
But
God.
like I have metal
Yeah.
detectors I have to go through. But if I go to
You know
a
what that
precinct,
is?
same thing.
That's a
If I
fundamental
go into
freedom.
anywhere
Just like film.
that has no
Freedom of
weapons,
the
I have
press.
to take off my weapons. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
Same with recording devices.
Okay, so
right there.
are we gonna exit and not block the entrance to the?
Oh, and they're blocking the exits too.
Yeah, they're standing in front of the door.
No one's your kid, lady.
Well, because there's a lady who said she said, please don't block the exits, and now they're like, no, you're blocking the exits.
Yeah, we're backed up. I'll back up a
Desk
couple
sergeant
feet
now
for you.
talking
There
to
you
them.
go. What else?
But I also can't
Of course,
have you
they're
intimidating
gonna
people
cover their
trying to-
faces because they're giant pussies.
You're doing that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, in Ontario.
Okay, hold on. Ma'am, relax. Ma'am, de-escalate a little bit. Yeah, I have ID. I have ID.
Okay, so either you're going to comply or you're gonna exit.
Like so that if you listen, like how are we talking?
Back up a little bit more.
Ma'am, we've complied and we moved back a little bit. Can you de-escalate a little bit, Sergeant?
Where's your
We've
scare
complied
level?
and backed
Where
up.
does the scare level start?
Ma'am, just relax a little. De-escalate. We backed up. Don't threaten us with arrest. We backed up.
You're what?
We look for corrupt police.
We look
so
for
how do you think you're
corrupt
gonna find them
police.
at the front
We
entrance
found
of
them
the
already.
police station?
We located them already. You guys are them.
You guys are them.
That's not
We
the, what is the
relocate.
actual goal?
100% to find corrupt police. Look at
To
my look,
find
Canada Cop
corrupt
Watch.
police.
What's the process
Why
of
is he
trying to
talking
find them?
like that?
This is it.
Coming to the front of the police station.
We go where we want. This is our police station.
This is so
We let you
stupid.
guys stay in this place.
But yeah, this is. Yeah, keep going.
This is so dumb.
This is probably what they were arrested for.
I'm telling you right now, you cannot film inside the police station.
I'm telling you right now.
And you also
you're
can't film
full of
inside windows.
You're full of lady. Look at my eyes. You're literally full. You don't understand.
I'll give you guys 5 minutes. You guys can decide what it is that you want to do.
I'm gonna leave
and then
my
I'll come
stories
back and
done.
we can have an actual conversation.
You don't have a story. Oh my god, I'm not watching all 48 minutes of this shit. Oh my god, we're losing people.
Ma'am, there's no timeline on our rights,
We'll
ma'am.
give 5 minutes.
There's no need for it. Make your move. Make your move. Take your cuffs. My wrists are here. Do your thing.
5 minutes.
Wow. This is. Let's skip a little bit more.
Yeah, we're not gonna go in circles, but if I can stand here and you're not gonna arrest me, that means I can stand here.
Well,
right?
we're just requesting for you.
Yeah. Well, it's.
People that think the First Amendment to the Canadian Constitution is freedom of speech.
Yeah. It's just silly. It's absolute silliness. Okay, that's basic. That's enough of that. All right, let's see what this video is about the 53-year-old man. This is how a 53-year-old man acts. What's this about?
It's okay to attack women.
Wait, what?
I said Alyssa Mercante making jokes about the Trump attempted assassination wasn't funny, and how David here was kind of suspicious and it might have been staged, and that wasn't cool. But he whipped out a book about the WWE and Vince McMahon and said, oh, there's a lot of information about Trump in here and how he's good at understanding an audience and entertaining a crowd, but that's literally anyone in life.
Oh. Okay.
It has to do with a giant man baby who reminds me of RT.
Oh.
Let's be honest. Every single...
If you want to listen to it, it's interesting, but I'd watch it.
Okay.
But it's interesting because she's not the person. The dude who's reacting to her is the person that you're looking for. Okay?
Okay.
He says he's 53 talking about a 20-year-old.
Okay.
So that's why.
Single political candidate is just trying to convince you to vote for them.
Yeah.
Trump is just extremely good at it. But at the end of the day, every single politician is like this. But instead, he decides to single out Trump, which is just absurd.
There's a book. I had the author on my show. It's called Ringmaster. It's a great book. There is an entire chapter about the relationship between sex creep offenders, some of the shit he's alleged to have done, Vince McMahon and Donald Trump. Him and Vince McMahon have a close relationship. They talk a lot. And he breaks it down into how Vince McMahon's tactics of building up an audience and staging things and doing kayfabe, which, again, look into it, is being, according to the author, replicated as Trump was the president, ran for president, and ran for president again.
Okay.
It's just read a little bit. You've got to do the research, lady. I didn't just pull out some rando book on the WWE. I pulled out a book.
Was sued for allegedly, so this is an accusation? So she gets sued for something that might have happened?
Weird.
And we're supposed to assume that it happened?
About the fucking thing I was speaking about. And do I think Trump's assassination was staged? I don't know. But I'll make a deal with you. If you think that's beyond the pale and hard to believe, I don't know. Then you guys talking about, hell, going back to Barack Obama not being a citizen. Or you guys talking about kids go.
How about this? The Trump assassination being a fake is a retarded opinion to have. You're so stupid.
It is. It really is. Like, there's...
Yeah, it was completely staged, even though every ballistics expert I know has said it can't be staged.
Yeah. To say that it's staged is just absolutely
Thinking Obama wasn't a citizen is a retarded opinion to have. You're so stupid. What's the third one?
Going to school and coming home a different sex.
Right, yeah. So the fact that they're doing transgender surgeries on kids at school without telling their parents, so fucking stupid. It's all retarded.
They're not doing the surgeries at the schools. They're still transitioning kids way too young, but they're not doing it at school.
So the argument of I can't stop being retarded because they can't stop being retarded, that means you're retarded.
Yep.
To school and comes home a few days later with an operation. The school decides what's going to happen with your child.
Trump should have never said this. This is fucking retarded for him to say this. So stupid for him to say this.
It was.
Absolutely so stupid, totally unnecessary.
Do they remember the people in the crowd behind him that were shot and killed? Nope.
You really want to go toe-to-toe with your
100%.
political party, Vera? Offers up a trough of horse shit. Who's got the most horse shit? I mean,
why is it got to be a competition? If it's bad, call it out.
Yeah.
Just be honest. Stop playing for a team.
That's the biggest problem.
Just look at reality.
That's the biggest problem is the tribalism mentality of this all. Just this whole, I've got to be on the right team. I've got to be on the right team. And it's so fucking sad.
You're not educated enough. You're not bright enough, Vera, to talk to me or to talk about what I talk about. You're just not.
He also
so
said...
he really mad about this, huh? He really in his feelings.
He is.
You're not educated enough. You're not bright enough, Vera, to talk to me or to talk about what I talk about. You're just
I mean,
not.
I don't know. I just don't really see how, like, you know, because there are people on the other side of the political spectrum that think something stupid. This is like a justification for me to think something stupid. Like, I don't really think that's like, is this really the high-minded logic that we're really expecting here?
Yes.
Like, because I feel like there's 5-year-olds that do that. Yeah, I mean.
He said bright. He didn't say right. He said bright.
Fuck, you try and pull something out of a dog's mouth really hard.
He's calling her an
bite
idiot.
Down on it more because he's like, well, you can't do that. I'm gonna get it. So like, I mean, like this is what dog does. I mean, like, what the fuck? Was this?
He also said, oh, he's older than me, so he knows more about politics than I do, and that I should, quote, go fuck myself. So I'm one of the grifters he's calling out, even though his definition of a grifter is somebody sitting online, making videos, talking about a game, when he's literally doing the same exact thing. Now,
is that my definition of a grifter?
Well, what is
Where are you getting that, Vera Dark, from? Again, Vera, I'm going to give you a little bit of an education here. Jeffy's definition of a grifter is literally sitting online talking about games. You don't believe me?
Sitting online talking about games makes you a grifter? What the fuck? Sitting online talking about games makes you a grifter.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Vera Dark here for you with all the facts. Here's where he defined grifter 2 years ago. What's that you say? Grifter? Grifter, huh? Well,
what the fuck?
I suppose that's when you play them video games like the Atari and you.
By the way, the 53-year-old is David Jaffe. Do you remember this guy?
No.
Do you remember the Cuphead article? The guy who couldn't beat level 1 on Cuphead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's him. Just to give you an idea on the density of this guy's brain set.
You have somebody taking a picture of you and you say, I'm going to say this about the video. I think that's what that's a grifter. Didn't think we'd find this, did you, Jaffe?
Stupid.
That I'm good at my job. I've never defined grifter as that. A grifter is somebody who makes money off people by lying to them. That's what they do. A grifter is not someone who sits in front of
So do you think she's lying? Who's lying? Who do you think is lying?
I don't honestly, I don't care who is lying. This is just weird. This is just a strange video that I'm watching.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's fine. You like, who's lying? Like, what is this?
Cameron talks about video games, Vera Dark. You just don't know how to do this.
If she doesn't know how to do it, that doesn't mean that she's like, that's two different. It's two different things.
Yeah, what is the point of this? I don't get it. This is so weird. This is that guy is really whiny and she's really, they're both wrong. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say they're both wrong. I think she's overzealous in her call out and he's whiny as fuck. What I'm going to do is
See, the whole point is this actually became pretty big. So he melted down because she okay. She basically said that Veilguard sucks.
Okay.
And he's a Veilguard person.
Oh.
So that's basically where all of this comes from. The problem is you're coming into this halfway through. And then what ended up happening is Sunguard Studios made this really, really, really good... Oh, God. This guy did this really good breakdown that has catches in the middle, but I'll send it to you right now so you can watch it instead. And it's actually the full breakdown. Because basically what Jaffe says, the God of War developer, okay, it's also who he is. That's why else I'm so mad about this. He basically talks about how it's okay to talk shit on women. Basically that commenter in your comment section, in your commenter,
yeah,
this guy.
Okay.
So, resend. So watch that, okay?
Okay.
Did you get the TikTok drama, the TikTok book drama video?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
Well, I'll resend that too, just so it's there too. Because apparently there's a whole bunch of book drama, Little Miss Writer. So yeah, so there, go ahead.
Okay, let me pull these
But yeah,
up.
so basically the whole thing is like, if you catch up on that video, Sunguard Studios will actually, he has a better breakdown of it, so you'll have more of an understanding.
Okay.
But yeah, Jaffe fucked up. Okay.
Okay.
And he's not the Cuphead guy. He's not Cuphead. He's the creator of God of War.
Okay.
Like the entire God of War series.
Right.
That's this guy.
Right.
This man. This 53-year-old man.
Okay.
Is speaking about Vera Dark. Okay.
Okay.
And basically everyone like you.
Lovely.
Thank you for joining me. Today, we will discuss the topic of David Jaffe, a senior veteran of the games industry, publicly...
Where? Drunkle! How you doing, buddy?
attacking a consumer and content creator known as Vera Dark. Please wait until the end of the video so I may offer an apology to David. Recently, David has made statements on his YouTube channel insulting and attacking Vera. The basis of David's attack is to denigrate Vera by asserting that her success as a content creator is not attributed to hard work and competence, but instead is owed entirely to her only two values. Her
Wow, that's... And this is a creator of a video game franchise that's doing
attractive
this.
looks and gender.
Yeah,
This is a strange statement coming from someone who advocates for this modern cultural movement. David's words and actions echo those of a cultural movement which has core philosophies built around identity supremacy and tearing people down based on their gender and politics. Not uplifting people, tearing people down. Then they claim to be fighting for marginalized groups, so they can then use those people as human shields and as bulletproof armor.
Hi! I'm one of those marginalized groups that gets used as a shield and bulletproof armor.
Today I will not be
fun.
addressing David directly. I will not set out to insult David, my senior in the games industry, and I will explain that in a moment. Today I will not be defending Vera Dark. The reason being is that Vera does not require any assistance in defending herself from a man as small as David Jaffe.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn! That's awesome.
Women are not damsels in distress. Their gender has no impact
You're damn
on their
right I'm
ability to
olfactorily
defend
privileged.
themselves against people like David Jaffe. David describes Vera as a mental lightweight.
Oh. A mental lightweight. Wow.
I cannot fault David for this. In the same way that a dog cannot understand why a human would create a painting or write a book, David is not capable of identifying intelligence or lack thereof.
Oh, fuck. This is crazy good.
No. I will not defend Vera Dark, because she is more than intelligent enough and strong enough to deal with someone like David on her own. Were I in a position to offer Vera advice on the matter, it would simply be that a famous senior veteran of the games industry engaging in playground-level misbehavior is just not worth her time.
No, it's not. It's not worth her time. It's totally not worth her time. She's like, the fact that somebody of that stature is willing to stoop that low, fucking wow.
As game developers and public figures, we must understand and accept the responsibility that we are not just here to produce entertainment media. We must lead by example and show people they can aspire to greatness, that they can work hard to follow their dreams, but most importantly, what it means to be a good person. As developers, as adults,
yeah,
we are not just here for ourselves.
No, that's the thing. As a game developer, you're making stories for people to enjoy. And you want people to carry on that torch and that legacy in their games and like their creations. And like that's what you want. You don't want to just shit all over people.
We are here for everyone.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I will not address David directly. The reason being is that David exhibits the psychological profile of someone who cries very easily, then offloads his trauma by projecting onto his children.
Oh! Holy shit, this guy is holding no punches back.
For that reason, I will not say anything negative about David and will restrict my language solely to making basic statements of fact.
This is beautiful.
I will avoid addressing David directly, except for this one final statement. My apology to David Jaffe. To David, I sincerely apologize that your parents have failed you this badly and you turned out this way.
Holy fuck!
Your father should have shown you what it means to be a real man, but based on your recent misconduct, it is apparent he failed you. I hope that one day, even if it takes a long time, you will figure out how to be an example of a good adult for your own son, so that one day you can show him what it means to be a good man.
God damn, dude.
A man should have no difficulty figuring out what that means by the time he's in his 50s. That is, of course, unless he is a mental lightweight.
Nicely done. Nicely done there, my friend. That was scathing. That is, oh my God, somebody bring an ambulance to David Jaffe and take him to a burn unit, because that was horrible. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Oh my God. I can't even word how crazy that was. No, there's not. There's not enough aloe. There's not enough bandages. There's not enough ice packs. There's not enough like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That was gorgeous. That was beautiful. All right, I'm going to do a quick bathroom break. And then we will come back with the other video and question period. Share the stream while I'm gone, and consider hitting up that pinned link in the chat. Thank you very much, and I will see you in a moment. right, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to get the boy his antibiotics. Because the poor 10-year-old has pneumonia. So, yeah. Alright. Let's see what this TikTok drama is about. Let's see. Wild TikTok book drama results in huge backlash.
Right, so it's been
Alright, let's see what this is about.
Well, since we spoke about some book talk drama, so today we have a situation that people are alleging is a multi-million-dollar scam. And I was actually first made aware of this situation from a video by a TikToker and an author, I believe, called Diana Rodriguez Wallach. I'm so sorry I pronounced that wrong. Where she goes on to explain how five guys, like 5 actual guys, by the way, not the fast food chain, where 5 guys are trying to grift $12 to $40 million from aspiring authors.
The latest book talk drama involves 5 guys in matching shirts and beards trying to grift $12 million to $40 million in 1 year from hardworking aspiring authors.
What the fuck? This is insane.
It's called Spines. They got all this venture capital money with the hope of publishing in quotation marks 8,000 books in 1 year, offering only AI copy edits, AI covers, and AI metadata for the grand price of $1,500 to $5,000.
Ow! The publishing book, the book publishing thing I'm trying to do is $2,000, but it's like an actual publisher. That's insane. AI copy edits, book to cover design, and metadata? That's insane.
Okay, right. Straight away, a lot of information coming in here, right? So, these are some people that have started up this new business, right? They're gonna...
Now, keep in mind, yeah, okay. I was going to say, don't forget.
Yeah.
The company we're going through is a fully reputable publisher that I've vetted and was recommended, and we actually know the owner of.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to put that out there before people start saying that about your book.
Right.
Try and change the book publishing industry for the better. They've received millions of dollars because of this, and they're using AI. And they're charging people thousands of dollars to do so. I mean, straight away, just off that information alone, seems a bit sketchy, doesn't it?
It
now,
does.
Diana actually goes on to read a quote from one of the members of this team, Spines, where they are basically saying that if you want to publish a book, you have to be either rich or famous. Otherwise, you're screwed.
And
that's not true. You can self-publish.
To show how little that these guys know about publishing, they were quoted in this article as saying, most people publish a book not because they want to make a living from that, it's their hobby. Either they must be very, very famous and get a traditional publishing deal, or they will have to invest tens of thousands of dollars. We're going to bring books to the masses.
That's not true. As hard as it has been for me to raise the capital to get the book published, because it is difficult, it's not like impossible. It's not like out of reach. It's just...
So yeah, to me, even just from this initial video, this does seem like a big money grab from a company that feel like they can use AI in a way to make millions of dollars, and seem to have been succeeding in the early stages here. Obviously, there's now been a lot of public backlash. We'll get into a lot more information in just a second, but it doesn't really seem like this is a business from people who are actually passionate about making the book industry better by any means. I could be wrong, that's just my thoughts, right? But Diana does end this video by saying that she wants this situation to be known, so please share it, because this is not right.
Please help share the story widely so unsuspecting authors do not get duped and give thousands of dollars to these tech bros.
Now, of course,
yeah, that's terrible. I can't even imagine that.
After seeing Diana's video, I wanted to find out more information, and there is an article on thebookseller.com where they speak about this whole situation, so let's actually get some more details here. So as you can see, this is the article. New publisher Spines aims to disrupt industry by using AI to publish 8,000 books in 2025 alone.
And why would you use AI to publish? AI is notoriously unreliable. for stuff like that. Like, you can't just rely on AI for copy edits and stuff like
You can see
that.
by this picture, this is the founders here of Spines. We read on further in the article, and it goes on to say that this company was actually founded in 2021, but it actually published its first titles this year. And it goes on further to say that for a fee, it's offering the use of AI to proofread, produce, publish, and distribute books. The company charges up to $5,000 a book, but it can take just 3 weeks to go from a manuscript to a published title. Now, if you...
That's crazy. That for them to actually... That was one of the advantages of ebook publishing and e-readers like Kindle and Amazon Bookstore to reduce publishing costs. Yes. Yes, exactly.
You think straight away that should go without saying, right? $5,000, even though they're trying to make it seem like a deal, is still a ridiculous amount of money. You can pay someone to help out with your book in each of these areas. And secondly, this is just a matter of opinion, I just wouldn't trust AI with something like this, especially your be-all, end-all, right? Maybe if you want to check, like, spelling mistakes or something, but at the end of the day, like, the AI is not going to be able to detect the feeling that a real human will get when reading a book. And even if you just want to talk about the publishing and distributing part of it, like, it is quite scary, right? You've got people whose actual jobs is in this line of business, and they're seeing stuff like this where AI is gonna take over and whatnot.
Like, you can publish on Amazon if you only want your book to stay on Amazon and not go to, like, Indigo or whatever. But you can publish for free on Amazon.
Not only could that be very worrying to people in that line of work, but also to slap in the face of people in this line of work as well, that they think you can just use AI to do everything that they do in their job. Spines recently secured $16 million in Series A funding and claims to have so far published 273 titles in September 2024, 33 of which were published on the same day. We want to publish up to 8,000 books next year. The goal is to help 1 million authors publish their books. And this is a
I learned that they take 40%. You keep 60, they take 40.
From the CEO and co-founder of Spines. And then if we read on further, it says he claimed authors are willing to pay tens of thousands on publishing services for self-published books, but Spines costs $1,200 to $5,000 to automate proofreading, cover design, so we're going to get some like AI artwork on the covers as well, metadata optimization, and limited...
So they run your book through Grammarly? Yeah, maybe.
Translation services, starting with Spanish. And if we actually read on further, we do see a response about the whole like negative impact that this could have on the livelihood of people in this industry, right? Like the livelihood of proofreaders, book designers, translators, editors, and other professionals in the book trade. And this is what they had to say. We are not here to replace human creativity. We focus on books that are written by humans who are looking for the most efficient and up-to-date way to get their manuscript published and distributed worldwide.
Bullshit. Nope, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that seems like a bit of a nothing answer, right? They're being asked about, like, the livelihoods of proofreaders and book designers and whatnot, and they're here claiming that you don't need any of that, and that's going to cost you way more money, and in fact, you could just use their AI service instead.
Yeah, exactly. Having AI come in and do everything for you is just, it's not going to work, first of all. The AI is going to fuck up, and it's going to fuck up pretty bad.
Now again, if we read on further, it says, given that Authors Licensing and Collecting Society research shows that in 2006, average author earnings were £12,313, dropping to £7,000 in 2022, the value of forking up to $5,000 to have a book published in 3 weeks might be questionable. But Neve claims that for most authors, it isn't about profit. It's a self-branding process. Let's say you want to leave a mark or a legacy. Most people publish a book not because they want to make a living from that, it's their hobby. Either they must become very, very famous to get a traditional publishing deal, or they will have to invest tens of thousands of dollars. I want to help bring books to the masses.
That is so wrong. Like, even in the full context of the article, that is so wrong.
I mean, from what I can tell, from everything that I've seen, like, on Book Talk, for example, which, again, isn't a lot, right? It's not really my side of social media, but I've seen a bit from the situations we spoke about here. AI is definitely frowned upon in this industry, and I don't think people would be that supportive if you have an AI cover art, for example, or if your book is AI written. I know I'm not saying they're going to be writing books, but where does this end? You know what I mean? I mean, to me, from what I can tell, people who do write books, it's like a creativity that they want to have fulfilled, right? They enjoy the creative process, which is everything in regards to actually writing the book itself, the cover art and whatnot. And this kind of just takes away all that creativity from it entirely. The books are...
That's why, like, when I was using, like, I used AI to help me write my book, but it didn't write the whole book at all. I don't, like, I did use AI to help me, like, kind of pinpoint some of the ideas, but it wasn't, like, I said, write me a book based on this, you know what I mean?
Asked if any of the titles published by Spines have gone on to be bestsellers. Neve said yes, we've had several successes. A follow-up email supplied the names of 7 titles published this year that Spines claim are bestsellers. When asked for the sales volume information, they said the data is private and belongs to the author. Of the 6 titles a bookseller could find for sale on Amazon, one had more than 70 reader ratings, with the other ranging from 7 to 22 ratings. Okay, so probably not the numbers that you would expect from the original statement, saying that they've had several successes, but I mean, 70 reader ratings, right? People are clearly reading these books, but I mean, who's to say that's not AI? That's based on no information, by the way. That's just me assuming, but who knows with a situation like this, right? Could be anyone. Then in this next part of the article, they're talking about how they're going to clone authors' own voices to do audiobooks. So
oh, yeah, with, like an AI voice cloner.
The author isn't going to be doing the audiobooks himself, it's going to be a clone of their voice using AI, which is something that I've heard about before. People also didn't really like the sound of that either.
No.
And I think the reason why this situation is so big at the minute is because of the amount of money that they've actually raised by doing this, right? I mean, as we read earlier, it said they recently secured $16 million in Series A funding. Like, that is a massive funding for an AI book business that a lot of people are not going to like the sound of. Now,
no, they're not. You story generate stories that are attractive to AI model.
We do actually have some quotes here on The Guardian from independent publishers of their thoughts on this situation. Like this one, for example, this is an independent publisher, Canongate, who said, "These dingbats don't care about writing or books. Spines is charging hopeful would-be authors to automate the process of flinging their book out to the world with the least possible attention, care, or craft."
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
These aren't people who care about books or reading or anything remotely related. And this is said by an author, Soy Davies Okunboa. I'm so sorry I pronounced that wrong. And then it goes on further to say these are opportunists and extractive capitalists. And finally, we actually have some quotes from Anna Ganley, who was the chief executive of the UK's largest trade union for writers, illustrators, and translators, the Society of Authors. And she said, "We would warn authors to think extremely carefully before committing to any author-contribute contract. It is very unlikely to deliver on what an author is hoping they might achieve. It is also most unlikely to be their best route to publication. And if it also relies on AI systems, there are concerns about the lack of originality and the quality of the service being offered."
Yeah, like, because even with when I was using AI to help me write my book, it kept forgetting key facts, like the serial killer is blind. It kept forgetting that very important fact.
Even if there are guarantees, which we suspect are unlikely, that the AI system in question was not developed by using unlawfully scraped copyright content. Yeah, I mean, I don't exactly have the best knowledge of how these AI systems are created in the first place, but that would make sense, right? The AIs learn from copyrighted content, and that's how they get their information. Obviously, that hasn't been proven in this case, but that is a worry. And I think it goes without saying, right? It seems pretty obvious. The people they're trying to target here are these people who are maybe new to publishing books or just struggling. These people who want their last resort and they're kind of like, right, let's just throw our money at this, maybe $5,000 worth at this AI system. This could be it. And yeah, clearly in most people's opinion, it's not the way to go about it. But if people are desperate that they want their books out there, there are going to be people who use this. Now, I did also see a post about this on r/books on Reddit. And yeah, again, people aren't very happy about this. This is just some of the replies right here that says, "Disrupt," in quotes, in this case means make worse in every conceivable way. Everything about this disgusts me. It's an insult. It's an insult to proofreading. It's an insult to writing. Dare say it will prove to be an insult to readers. And here we actually have a very good point that I didn't mention. Of course, their aim is to publish a certain amount instead of anything worthwhile. Gotta keep the machine pumping, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they were like, right, this is how many books we want to publish this year. Not anything that's actually worth it, right?
Yeah, this is our book publishing quota for the year, right? That they're nothing else.
That's, again, not going to be the way that people want it to be used. I'm fine with AI as a concept, but this is exactly the kind of crap that people who hate it warn about, and they're just proving them right. Plus, I've seen AI try to write. It's horrible. It's a tool with uses, and eventually it may make a book you can distinguish from human written, but it's nowhere near that now.
No,
yeah, and as they're saying here on this poll,
it's really not. Like, it's chapters. Like, I had to flesh out a lot of stuff when it came to its chapters for the book.
Plus, like, it might actually get to a point where that is the case, which I think would be a big worry for a lot of authors. But yeah, this just seems like a situation that is universally hated by anyone who is even remotely into books, right? And it doesn't seem like it's coming from people who are actually in the book community and actually have a passion for this. It seems like a big cash grab where they're going to use this product to try and lure in people who are desperate or maybe new to actually wanting to publish a book. But clearly there is a massive backing here, $16 million raised. There are going to be a lot of people that do use this. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on this, because realistically there's going to be a lot more stuff like this coming out in the next couple of years. And
yeah, there is. It's gonna be like I said, like they said, AI is a good tool with uses, but it's not anywhere near replacing human stuff. Nowhere near it. I was listening to a creepypasta story and it was definitely AI written. Went from being a man to a woman in the same sentence. Oh my lord. See, that's what I mean. It's so bad. It's like, it's so bad right now. It's so unreliable. You can't use AI to write a book or edit a book at all. Like, that's not gonna work. Oh my goodness. Are we ready? Are we ready for the crazy parliamentarians? Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen. I might need some wine money. Let's see here. Let's jump into this. Using AI to write bills? That doesn't surprise me. It wasn't AI written or narrated? Channel owner claimed it wasn't AI written or AI narrated. So they admitted to being a bad writer? That's funny. That's too funny.
Oral questions.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
See, I did it better than him.
Mr. Speaker, whatever we may think of Mr. Trump's tariff threats, whether we think they are negotiating cards or a real plan, either way, we can focus on what we can control. But the Prime Minister has lost control. He has lost control of the border. He has lost control of immigration. He has lost control of spending.
Yep.
And Canadians are suffering through this difficult time. Will the Prime Minister reverse his decisions to repair what he has broken? The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Holy shit, he's there on a Tuesday.
Mr. Speaker.
Oh, that's right, because he convened a meeting with all the opposition leaders to talk about his dinner with Trump.
When I spoke with President-elect Trump last week, I told him that we and the U.S. work well together to meet the major challenges facing our citizens, whether...
And Trump laughed in your face.
...by stimulating economic development, whether by protecting our borders, whether it be by protecting our citizens from the impact of fentanyl and other hard drugs. We will always be there to work together, and I reassure the President-elect of that. On this side of the House, we will continue to invest in Canadians and be there to support people during difficult times. For example, with the tax rebate we're offering over the next few weeks, a tax rebate the Conservatives voted against.
Yeah, because it's a fucking election buy. That's why they voted against it, dummy.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition. Mr. Speaker, this Prime Minister gave some gifts to President Trump, doubling our debt, increasing taxes. The red tape that is preventing natural resources projects from going forward. This has pushed $500 billion net dollars of Canadian investment to the U.S. and has created American jobs. Meanwhile, Canadians' net income, which used to be equivalent to the Americans' income, is now $20,000 less. Will the Prime Minister reverse his destructive policies and fix what is broken?
That's again, he's not asking anything that's wrong.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, if the Leader of the Opposition really cared about the well-being of Canadians,
sorry for the squealing
he would
child.
not have opposed the tax holiday we're giving Canadians over the next few months. He would not have stood against investing in school lunch programs for 400,000 additional children throughout the country.
Yes, because those school food programs aren't giving any oh my God.
Would not have opposed dental care, which has delivered services as of today to more than 1 million Canadians. On the contrary, Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition only wishes to instrumentalize and benefit from the difficulties facing Canadians, rather than trying to fix these problems like we are.
The difficulties are facing Canadians, or the Canadians are facing difficulties?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, whether one thinks that President Trump's tariff threats are a negotiating tactic or a real plan, what we do know is what we can control. And the Prime Minister has lost control of everything. He's lost control of the borders, lost control of immigration, lost control of spending and the deficit, lost control of inflation and housing costs, lost control of his own caucus.
Yeah. He has lost control. He's lost control of everything. And this is why I'm telling you, this is going to be his confidence motion
put
now.
Canada in an unbearably weak position. Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister reverse all the damage he's done, or will he just call a carbon tax election so we can do it for him?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I think the Leader of the Opposition needs to reflect carefully on whether he really wants to amplify the erroneous narratives that the Americans are putting forward around, for example, our border, when less than 1% of migrants coming...
The erroneous narratives that the Americans are putting forward about our border. Really? So our border isn't a fucking colander with a giant hole in it. Okay.
Coming into the United States irregularly come from Canada, where 0.2% of fentanyl coming into the United States comes from Canada. These are things that we would all do well to stand up and say, yes, there's things we can and are working on today.
Yes, you're right. There is fentanyl coming from Canada, and there are people coming in from the... Oh, no, not at all.
They're at our border, but amplifying these broken narratives is simply not responsible leadership.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Breaking things is not responsible, Mr. Speaker, and that's what he's been doing for 9 years. My job is not to cover that up for him. In fact, he's broken our economy. He's doubled the cost of housing, doubled the national debt, doubled trouble across our economy with higher taxes on working Canadians. He's in the process of raising taxes on investment and energy right now, while an American incoming president wants to take our jobs and our businesses. It's understandable why President Trump wants Canadian jobs to go south, but why does this Prime Minister want to help him do it?
That's a good question. Why does the Prime Minister want Canadian jobs to go away?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we recognize that Canadians are facing challenging moments, which is why we are stepping up to deliver for them, whether it's by delivering a tax break over the next few months that the Conservatives are totally opposed to, whether it's by delivering a national school food program that is already helping thousands of Canadians across the country that the Conservatives oppose, whether it's delivering dental care that's making a real difference in the lives of over a million Canadians that the Conservatives not just opposed but did everything they could do to scuttle. Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, because that's a provincial program. It shouldn't be a federal mandate. That's why they did all of those things.
Just wants to exploit the challenges Canadians are facing while we will solve them.
That's right.
Krishna's on fire today. She keeps trying to go, good job, but she keeps getting muted.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, he created all of those problems. And a food program that hasn't served a single meal, or a temporary tiny 10-cent tax cut on a bag of potato chips will not fix what he broke, especially considering that his next plan is to quadruple the carbon tax to 61 cents a litre. You can just picture President Trump calling our businesses, encouraging them to leave Canada and set up south of the border where there is no carbon tax and where other taxes are falling. Yep. Again, it's clear why the incoming American president wants to take our jobs. Why does this Prime Minister keep helping him do it?
The Right Honourable
It's a fair question.
Let me say it once again, Mr. Speaker. The price on pollution puts more money back in the middle class across this country.
Oh my God. The price on pollution puts more money back in 8 out of 10 Canadian families. Shut up.
Than it costs them. The Canada Carbon Rebate is a check that arrives 4 times a year and helps 8 out of 10 Canadians in jurisdictions where it arrives with more money than they pay on the price of pollution. It's how we fight climate change and...
Right? I thought slogans were bad. I guess not.
Build a strong economy for the future while putting money in the pockets of Canadians. That is what we are doing while the Conservative leader wants to abandon not just the environment, but the economy
abandon
as
all
well.
posts! Abandon your hope!
The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, every day teaches us more about the twists and turns of our relationship with the Americans. And we know that the president's threats caused confusion. Was it about trade, drugs, or border security? Now, better late than never, the government is promising a detailed plan. I hope
a detailed plan now,
that will be budgeted as well. When will they help reassure Canadians and Quebecers about this? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we shared our immigration plan several weeks ago, and we will continue to invest.
We shared our immigration plan several weeks ago. Yeah, that wasn't good enough for Trump.
Of irregular migrants.
What's an irregular migrant?
Are crossing our border in one direction or another. We have our...
What the fuck is an irregular migrant? Is that like an irregular verb? They have different rules and exceptions that apply?
Significantly invested in staffing levels. Unlike the Conservatives, we will invest. The Conservatives cut staffing levels at the border. We will invest to protect our border security and Canadians. The Honourable Member. Well, we really need a plan for the future, not the past. The sooner we do, the sooner we'll realize that we're not actually talking about trade in the discussions. There are issues here about the cultural exemption, softwood lumber, aluminum. In addition to the 25% tariffs that are threatened, will the Prime Minister reassure us that a representative designated by Quebec will be part of Team Canada and will be part of a future negotiations committee?
Nope.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I can confirm that in addition to speaking about the borders on Friday with the President-elect, we also spoke about trade. We talked about steel and aluminum. We talked about energy. We talked about softwood lumber. we talked about all the issues that we will be facing with the American administration. But like 4 years ago, we will defend Canadian jobs.
You didn't defend
and we will also
anything
show how
4
we can
years
benefit
ago.
our relationship on both sides of the border by working well together. Thank you.
The honourable member for Burnaby South.
The last Conservative government fired 1,100 border officers. That allowed illegal guns and drugs to flow freely into our country. We are all paying the price of that.
That was fucking how many years ago?
A callous Conservative cut. I want those border officers rehired. I want thousands more recruited, and I want their mandate expanded so they can patrol the entire border.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We've got even Jagmeet Singh saying that our border is broken. When even him is saying that, you know there's a problem.
Will the Prime Minister do that?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, my honourable colleague is exactly right. Conservative cuts hurt Canadians. Conservative cuts hurt our border security. Conservative cuts just hurt the Canadian economy. That is why it is so bewildering to see the Conservative leader continuing to stand up in cuts for dental care, cuts on housing investments, cuts for the kinds of services and benefits that Canadians need, whether it's a tax break for the next few months or school food programs.
I guarantee you that tax break is not going. I don't know, because he's having a seizure.
The Conservatives only know how to cut. That's not how Canadians prosper.
That's right. Shut up,
Call members
Christia.
please not to take the floor unless recognized by the Speaker.
Yeah, Christia.
L'honorable député de Burnaby Sud.
Prime Minister's inaction allow those Conservative cuts to continue to hurt Canadians.
Wait. The Prime Minister's inaction allowed those Conservative cuts to continue to hurt Canadians. But the Conservatives weren't in power anymore. The Prime Minister was. So, what are you talking about? He could have just reversed them.
We need to hire thousands of agents at the border, and we need to keep good Canadian jobs. Donald Trump has said that he wants to balance his budget thanks to tariffs, so he will destroy Canadian lives to cover the American deficit. It's completely inappropriate, and the Prime Minister should be clear about that. Why did the Prime Minister come back from his dinner at Mar-a-Lago with empty hands?
That's a good question. As much as I hate Jagmeet Singh, that's a good question.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, indeed, the Conservative cuts at the border have harmed Canada. And that is why
Conservatives
we are continuing to
haven't
invest,
been in power
and we will
for
be there to invest
fucking
even more
10 years.
To protect our borders.
Stop it.
We have already taken several measures over the last few years to reduce the number of irregular arrivals, to protect our borders
now they're
from
irregular arrivals. First they were irregular immigrants, now they're irregular arrivals.
Weapons and drugs. We know there is still more to do, and we will do that in partnership with the American administration, with whom we share these security priorities.
The honourable member for Stormont Dundas, South Glengarry.
Despite 25% tariffs threatening to kill Canadian jobs and crush the economy, the Liberals have created border disorder between Canada and the United States. Yesterday, the Minister of Public Safety said that bolstering the power of CBSA to secure our borders is, quote, not a priority. After 9 years, this hands-off approach is no surprise. There's 500,000 illegal people here in Canada. Unprocessed asylum claimants are up 2,500%, and they think 3 million temporary residents are going to leave voluntarily when their visa expires.
Yeah, they literally think that. And they were told flat out, no, we're not leaving.
Here is the Canada First plan to fix the border disorder.
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, we have made clear, the Prime Minister just repeated that again a few minutes ago, that we will continue to support the important work done by the women and men who work for the Canadian Border Services Agency and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. We think it was unfortunate the previous Conservative government cut the money available for this important work. We've also said that we're prepared to increase...
That was 10 years ago. You have had plenty of time to rehire those people.
Human resources and technology and equipment to support the important work they do. We'll do that in collaboration with our American partners, and we still have a lot of confidence in this work that's being done.
That's right. Bravo. There's Christia. She's always got to make herself heard.
The honourable member for Stormont Dundas South Glengarry.
Here is further
brain rot. Cut.
Proof of the Liberals' border disorder. Today at committee, the Minister of Public Safety was asked, will more CBSA officers be deployed on our border? The Minister doesn't know. Will CBSA officers be authorized to patrol between border crossings? The Minister doesn't know. Will RCMP officers be redeployed to patrol the border? The Minister doesn't know. The only plan the Liberals have is the plan to have a plan. It's creating border disorder. Where is the Canada First plan to fix what they broke?
There you go.
The honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. It would appear the only plan the Conservatives have is to think up silly new rhymes in question period. Mr. Speaker, what we said
Lord,
at the committee that
LeBlanc, would you stop? Make up silly rhymes in question period.
Referred to a few moments ago, we've said it for many months, that we will continue to invest additional resources in the important work of the CBSA and of the RCMP. We're obviously looking at all ideas that would help strengthen the security posture at our border. We believe that the security of our border is currently insured. We believe in the integrity of our...
You believe the security at our borders is insured, do you? Where the hell have you, what rock have you been hiding
borders?
under?
We believe in working with the Americans and continuing to always look to do more.
That's right.
The honourable member for Calgary Shepherd.
The public still take Robitussin with that amoxicillin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Safety Minister said yesterday that bolstering CBSA powers to secure our borders isn't a priority. That's a direct quote from him. Meanwhile, 3 million temporary resident visas are set to expire at the end of next year. Illegal border crossings are rising, and the newly elected U.S. president is threatening a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods. Yep. That's an economic challenge that we can't ignore. Where is Canada? Where is the Canada First plan to end this border disorder?
The Honourable Minister for Citizenship, Immigration and Refugees.
Oh, look, it's
Mr. Speaker, it comes down to this. Do you trust the guy who renegotiated NAFTA with Mr. Trump? Do you trust the guy who secured the border?
Refugees.
What
Mr.
did he
Speaker,
say?
it comes down to this. Do you trust the guy who renegotiated NAFTA with Mr. Trump? Do you trust the guy who secured the border during pandemic of the century?
The pandemic of the century. Meanwhile, Ebola just happened 5 years earlier.
The guy who went
But
down
black
on
people
President
getting
Trump's
sick
playing
doesn't
field
count,
to
right?
fight for Canadians to secure the border against the guy who spent 20 years making up interesting rhymes, spent 20 years securing one only thing, his own paycheck and a bloated pension.
Oh my God. They want to bring up the pension? Is that really what you want? Is that the road you want to go down? Is that the can of worms you want to open? Really?
The Honourable Member for Calgary Shepherd.
Mr. Speaker, after 9 years of breaking the immigration system, do you trust the guy who did this? He has over 260,000 unprocessed asylum claims right now, a record high. That's a 2,502% increase since 2015.
Wow.
There's around 500,000 people in Canada illegally here, a 630% increase in U.S. border control encounters of people illegally attempting to get into the United States, the longest wait times for many visas right now, and a 2 million application backlog. So when will the Liberals stop making up excuses
Christ,
and
a 2 million applicant backlog? Holy fuck.
the border disorder to help Canadians.
The Honourable Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Refugees.
I guess broken border was too dumb to reuse today, so they tried something else. Look, we proposed, and you can't make this up, we proposed a set of asylum reforms in May as part of the last budgetary exercise while we were putting money into the Immigration Refugee Board to increase processing. What did they do? They voted against it. Look,
yeah, because what shady shit were you hiding in the bill?
Same thing last week when they voted against a tax break, the thing they...
Yeah, because it's an election trip.
For well over a year. Look, Mr. Speaker, these guys, again, and I'll say it, are all flannel and no X.
All flannel, no X. Oh.
I'm just going to ask members, in particular the member from Dufferin Caledon, please not take the floor unless recognized by the Speaker. L'honorable député de Charlebourg.
The Honourable Member for Charlebourg-Saint-Charles. Mr. Speaker, we've had border disorders since 2017. Hundreds of thousands of people crossed the border. And now we have 500,000 people, irregular migrants
Again
in our
with the
country, in
irregular
addition to
migrants.
people who may stay here after receiving
What
a
the
temporary
fuck is
visa.
an irregular
The Prime Minister
migrant?
has lost control of immigration and the border. What is his
Are
plan
you too
to fix
afraid to
this?
say illegal?
The Honourable Minister of Citizenship and Immigration. You can't make this up, Mr. Speaker. In May, we proposed asylum reforms. We know we need them. And what did the Conservatives do? Nothing. They spend their time making up rhyming slogans. They try to pretend they're tough, but actually, when the chips are down, they don't do anything. They are completely useless. The Honourable Member for Charlebourg-Saint-Charles. The first thing that we have done since 2017 is that we criticized this Prime Minister's stunt that made no sense and that led to more immigration problems.
Yep. Yeah, but they did their job. Their job was to be the opposition party and call out this
And of course,
bullshit.
there's limits to what we can do from here, but when we're on the other side, we'll fix the problem. But there's meanwhile a problem at the border. Weapons trafficking, human trafficking, all sorts of major issues. These human traffickers are being paid millions of dollars to help people cross the border, which is creating even more disorder. Does the Prime Minister have a real plan, or should we have an election and we will show that we have a real plan?
Yes, have an election.
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety. Mr. Speaker, it is completely irresponsible for the Conservatives to claim that we could fix this problem by adding to the existing level of misinformation about our border security. I would ask our colleague to be more responsible before repeating slogans that were probably handed down by the leader's office.
Oh my God. As if they think that the Conservative caucus just gets the slogan of the day handed to the fuck off.
Because this is not in the interest of Canadians or the Canadian economy. What's in our interest is to work with the Americans, support our police services and our American law enforcement partners in order to have a safe border, as it is now. The Honourable Member for Rivière-du-Nord. Mr. Speaker, I would like to start by offering the Bloc Québécois solidarity to the workers who are losing their jobs at Lion Electric. We are at the 11th hour for this important Quebec company in the electric transportation sector. Ottawa needs to do something. The company believed the Prime Minister when they said that they would be investing billions of dollars in transit electrification in Canada. The company invested a great deal to be ready, but the zero-emission transit plan never delivered.
Of course it didn't. Why the hell would something like that be delivered? It's just more talk. It's just more talk.
Finally do something about this and actually meet its commitments. The Honourable Minister of Innovation. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank my colleague for the question. Everyone in this House cares about the workers at companies like this, and we know that Lion Electric is a real flagship company in Quebec. It is an important part of the sector of electric transit, and we have been working closely with them. Thanks to these plans, hundreds of electric buses will be manufactured, and we will continue to work with Lyon Electric and the government of Quebec.
Hundreds of electronic buses.
The Honourable Member for Drummond. Mr. Speaker, the Rassemblement pour la laïcité is now adding its voice to the government of Quebec's position. They are both asking for the religious exemption in the criminal code to be abolished.
Interesting.
The exemption that makes it possible to engage in hate speech with impunity. The Liberals keep saying that they're going to do the best thing that they can for Canadians.
Oh, okay. So the basically the thing that says you can say whatever you want under religious exemption. Okay.
How convenient. The Bloc Québécois has proffered Bill C-373, which will do exactly that, and it is supported by 66% of Canadians and 75% of Quebecers. So will the government finally commit to supporting our bill? The Honourable Minister of Public Safety and Public Services and Procurement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank our colleague for raising an issue that we all care about. I'd say there's a fair level of consensus here. We all have the right and responsibility to do what we can to promote solidarity and coexistence in a country where diversity is one of our core values and strengths.
Does anybody know what he just said? Because I have no idea.
In this wonderful country that we've had for a long time already, and we are constantly working closely with the government of Quebec to promote that. The Honourable Member for Drummond. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that was an answer to my question. I might have to go back and check.
It wasn't an answer to anything. It was just word salad.
Mr. Speaker, listen, hate speech is supposed to be a criminal offense, period. Either you believe that or you don't. So Quebec is asking for this religious exception in Section 319 of the Criminal Code protecting hate speech to be repealed. Great. The Bloc Québécois has created Bill C-373 to do exactly that. It's the only bill that is going to do that. And this is a clear principle that deserves clear support. Will the government finally support the Bloc Québécois in amending Section 319 of the Criminal Code and getting rid of the religious exemption? The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Oh, God.
I completely agree with what the Bloc Québécois is proposing.
Really? Do you?
Given that there is such a serious situation in Canada, the increase in hate and hate speech throughout Canada, in Quebec and elsewhere. So if we could just manage to move forward on this bill, we need the help of the Bloc Québécois to end the filibuster in this House so we can actually talk about that. We also have a Bill C-63 that would also touch...
No. Bill C-63 is just so that nobody backtalks the government.
The same sections of the criminal code as the Bloc Québécois bill. So we're simply asking the Bloc Québécois to work with us to fight hate.
The Honourable Member for Simcoe North.
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister's report card is in. Canadians have the highest consumer debt in the G7. Per capita GDP has fallen for 6 consecutive quarters, and Canadians now make $30,000 less than their American counterparts. This is a made-in-Canada per capita GDP recession. And in the face of global trade and economic uncertainty, the Finance Minister's plan increased taxes on energy, on entrepreneurs, farmers, and physicians. So will this Finance Minister reverse her tax increases so Canadians can keep their jobs and investments at home?
Let me see, is Christia actually going to talk? She's there.
The Honourable Minister for Finance and Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives seem to have an inferiority complex vis-a-vis the United States. But on this side of the House, we are proud to be Canadian.
No, you're not. If you were proud to be Canadian, you wouldn't have broken Canada.
We are proud that the inflation rate in Canada has been within the Bank of Canada's target range all year. We're proud that we have the lowest debt and deficit in the G7, far lower than the United States. And we are proud of our universal single-payer healthcare system, which means Canadians live 4 years longer than our friends south of the border. We're proud to be Canadian. They should be too.
The Honourable Member for Simcoe North.
Mr. Speaker, every day you turn around, it's another scandal coming from this government. We're proud to be Canadian, and we're going to fix it after the next election. But since the finance minister doesn't like answering the complex question, let's start with an easy one. Last year, she made a commitment that the deficit would be no...
The Liberals have tried to make it sound like we have an NHS-style healthcare system forever. Single-payer universal healthcare system. Like the NHS.
greater than $40.1 billion. Mr. Speaker, this goes exactly to the finance minister's credibility. Will she confirm that last year's deficit was less than $40.1 billion, or has she broken yet another deficit promise?
The Honourable Deputy...
Did somebody knock at my door?
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. One moment, please. The Honourable Member from York Simcoe, please. The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr.
The Conservatives are so keen on supporting Canadians, as they like to claim every single day in this House, I have a great idea for them. Why don't we together give Canadians a tax break for the holidays?
But you've already voted on it with the NDP. You're already doing that. What are you... Oh my God.
That's right. Why don't we lift the GST on prepared foods so a
No,
working
how about
mom
you
can
lift
pick
the
up a
GST
rotisserie
on
chicken on the way
everything if
home?
you're gonna do
Make
a
it
fucking
easier
holiday.
for parents to buy toys for their kids for Christmas. If the Conservatives were honest, true to their professed ideals, they would be supporting us in this measure.
No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't cover anything. And this is
For instance, the GST on alcohol, okay,
yeah.
is only on alcohol at 7% or less.
Yeah, so beer and cider.
So American beer.
American beer, cider, and like
Light cider can't even be like KW can't use like KW.
No,
There's 7.
it's got to be light cider and then fortified wine.
Yeah.
Because
Summersby.
Yeah, because fortified wine is like 7%,
Yeah.
or like Moscato.
Really shit stuff that you hate.
Yeah, like Moscato.
Oh.
I fucking hate Moscato.
Or rosé.
Or rosé, yeah.
The Honourable Member for Lévis-Lobinière. Mr. Speaker, the holidays are coming right up. But because of inflation, Quebecers are struggling. 25% of people in Quebec won't be able to spend as much over the holidays, which is a sign that the food inflation we've experienced over the last 9 years is still causing problems.
Yep.
And the Bloc Québécois is complicit in this government's inflationary spending. It has also betrayed Quebecers by preventing an election this fall. Everyone wants to know, when will we finally have an election? The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, it would seem that the member across the way is not looking at our economic data, because what the numbers show is that inflation has been within the Bank of Canada's target range for 10 months. And
now that means everything's hunky-dory then, doesn't it?
Because of that success, the benchmark rate has already decreased 4 times. But we do agree that we need to support Quebecers over the holidays, and that is why we will be giving them a break on the GST. I hope the Conservatives will support us in that.
The Honourable Member for Lévis-Lotbinière. Mr. Speaker, the best gifts that Liberal Santa Claus and the Bloc Québécois elves have managed to offer Canadians for Christmas are inflationary policies. Canadians are struggling. They will spend less during the most wonderful time of the year because of this Liberal government's incompetence. The Bloc Liberal coalition is not a gift to anyone, Mr. Speaker.
Damn.
When will Canadians no longer need to make a wish list? When will they be able to receive the greatest gift of all, a Conservative government?
I'm sorry, this translator's kind of hamming it up. I love it. Ham it up, translator.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, once again, this question is incoherent and it doesn't make sense when it comes to the economy.
That's rich coming from you, Christia.
I am happy, though, to hear Conservatives talking about inflation because we have good news for Canadians. The good news is that for 10 months now, inflation in Canada has been within the Bank of Canada's target range. That is why we can afford to give Canadians a real Christmas present. A tax holiday, the GST break. The Conservatives should help us do so.
And I love how they're like, Conservatives are for tax cuts, so why aren't they for this one? They're not really Conservatives, they're lying to you.
The Honourable Member for Winnipeg Centre.
Mr. Speaker, according to an investigation by the Ontario Coroner's Office, an additional 220 deaths occurred at an Ontario residential schools. More than 50%
at an Ontario residential schools? Well, that's not grammatically correct.
Than previously believed. This confirmed what we already have known. The Indian residential school system was a genocidal project. Yet this government has not acted to protect survivors from rising residential school denialism, undermining truth and justice. So will the Liberals support my bill to include in the criminal code
So they built the residential school system with the sole intent of murdering Native kids? Is that what you're saying? Is that Don't make me defend the fucking residential school system, you dumb bitch! What the fuck? It was the church. What the fuck?
protection of survivors from denialists inciting hate.
You're here. I'm sorry, what the fuck were you just inciting? Love? Happiness? What the fuck?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Crown Indigenous Relations.
Mr. Speaker, I think the more we find out about the residential schools, the more Canadians realize the horrific tragedies that occurred there. As a nephew of multiple aunts who went to the residential school, we continue to focus on support.
You did not just
focus
do
on
that.
healing residential school. As a nephew of multiple aunts who went to the residential school.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did.
We continue to focus on support. We continue to focus on healing. That's why we have a National Day of Truth and Reconciliation for us to continue.
That's why we have a National Day of Truth and Reconciliation that we don't work on. we don't work that day. That's our day for reflection. Yeah, that's it. Reflection. We totally reflect on that day. We don't just sleep in and watch Netflix all day. It's totally we're super reflective.
Discussions for us to open Canadians' mind to the experience of many First Nations who went to the residential schools, the Métis, Inuit, but also their descendants. And Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to be focused on that support for Canadians.
Why is he smacking that paper? Does he have a nervous tick?
Probably.
The Honourable Member for Vancouver Kingsway.
Mr. Speaker, today there are nearly 1 million Canadians under the age of 29 who are neither employed.
Oh, cannibalistic wizard.
Nor engaged in training. Wow. We haven't seen a youth unemployment crisis this severe since the Conservatives were in power. Oh. According to Deloitte, this will cost our economy $18 billion over the next decade. Will the Liberals listen to New Democrats and set up a youth climate corps so young Canadians can gain the skills and experience?
A youth climate corps. A youth climate corps. What, you want Canada to have its own green Peace Corps?
They need while protecting our environment.
The Honourable Minister for Women and Gender Equality.
Mr. Speaker, it has been a tenet of our government to support young people, and we've done that in so many ways. There are 70,000 young people, Mr. Speaker, that have benefited from Canada's summer jobs.
Canada's summer 70,000 people that have benefited from Canada's summer jobs in 10 years? Because that's like 7,000 people a year, and that's not very many.
And I'll tell you, the Auditor General confirmed this just this week, Mr. Speaker, that those young people that attend CSJ actually do better in the workforce after having done so. We have always supported young people.
It's almost like having skills and stuff on your resume gets you a better job, which is what people are saying about why you shouldn't be hiring temporary foreign workers and you should be incentivizing employers to hire young people.
Continue to do so. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Davenport.
Mr. Speaker, the federal government has introduced a GST tax break that will put...
You know who also had a youth program? Uncle Adolf. Yup.
...money directly into the pockets of Canadians, especially for families who need it the most.
So you want to pay the out-of-work
constituency of Davenport, every penny counts.
Yes.
And a temporary GST tax break for the holiday season and early New
we're all
Year
about
is
the
very
soil
welcome.
as well.
My question to the minister is simple. Can she explain why the Conservative leader and his party voted against this tax break, especially when they claim to be champions of tax cuts and affordability?
Oh my God, because this is a stupid tax cut. They're not in favor of hack and slash taxes unless you're Doug Ford. They're fucking... Oh my Lord. Yeah. December 14th is when it starts and February 15th is when it ends.
Eric?
Oh, he cut the mic. He cut the mic off. I'm going to take this moment to stand up again because my joints are hurting. But it's totally just a dermatological thing. It's...
I'm going to ask the honourable member from Davenport to please repeat the question because I did not catch the end of the question, which the honourable member from Davenport.
Okay, twice.
Mr. Speaker, the federal government has introduced a GST tax break that will put money directly into the pockets of Canadians, especially for families who
government
need it most.
members to ask
In my
questions.
constituency of Davenport, every penny counts, and a temporary GST tax break for the holiday season and early New Year is very welcome. My question to the minister is simple. Can she explain why the Conservative leader and his party voted against this tax break, especially when they claim to be champions of tax cuts and affordability?
Good question. Why the fuck did Julie just say that? How is a GST tax break going to put money directly into our pockets? Is she that stupid?
Yes.
You know, that whole $14 anybody's going to save over the entire 2 months is really going to put a lot of shit into our pockets.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're going to spike it. Spike it.
Yeah. I mean, you're also getting up there in the year. I'm only 35!
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm only 35, dude!
Although the preamble of the question dealt with a government initiative, the question itself was asking the government to comment on the, in terms of, colleagues, I'll have more to say about this at the end.
What?
Of question period.
They hurt.
In terms of question.
My knees hurt and my ankles hurt.
I will. Well, mention to the honourable member from Davenport that unfortunately that question does not deal with the administration of government.
What? What did you say?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And
you're 34 and your body hurts. Yeah, I know, I feel that. No, it's getting so bad, I might actually take some of that cooling syrup tonight. Like, it's that bad. Wow, he's having to mute the mic a lot today.
So I'm afraid that question is considered out of order, and I will be moving on to the next question. The honourable member.
I'm 40 and I only hurt because I've been shoveling snow for the past 3 days. Well, it's because you're a tank, honey.
Order, please. The honourable member from York Simcoe.
General has revealed that this NDP Liberal government has paid out $3.5 billion in taxpayer funds to tens of thousands of people that were never entitled to receive it in the first place.
That's insane. That is insane.
This Prime Minister loves to spend Canadians' money, and he doesn't care if it's wasted or misspent, just as long as he can pose for the photo. Will the Prime Minister admit he has lost control of spending and his only solution is to raise taxes on Canadians?
The Honourable Minister for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians have seen many versions of the
Small
Conservative Party
and
leader.
medium-sized enterprises. That's definitely a
in
new
office, including the
portfolio.
2021 version that campaigned on the GST holiday. Unfortunately, this version hasn't supported small businesses. Our government is giving Canadians a
This
GST
is
tax
not
rate
going to
starting
support
December
small
14th that will
businesses.
benefit retailers across Canada. In fact, the Retail Council of Canada affirmed that our tax break will create major tax savings for Canadians, along with the economic stimulus for our industry. And
You actually believe that, don't
having
you?
more money overall in consumers' wallet should also benefit sellers of other goods not captured in the announcement. We will be there for small business, Mr. Speaker, and that will never change.
The Honourable Member from Charleswood, St. James's, and Avoya, Headingley.
Every day there's a new scandal after 9 years of this NDP Liberal government. That's right. Now the Auditor General reports another billion-dollar boondoggle. $3.5 billion in taxpayers' money was paid to 77,000 people
I'm 52,
who weren't even
and I'm a knackered
eligible
old
under the
horse.
SEVA program.
Aw.
And Liberals. To boot, Liberals gave Accenture $313 million to run the program without even having to bid on the contract, to hire workers in Brazil. Never ascribe to malice that which can be explained by incompetence. When will the Prime Minister stop the incompetence and stand up for taxpayers for a change?
Yeah. Good call. I like that. I can't remember who said that quote, but good quote.
The Honourable Minister for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises.
Mr. Speaker, I've already addressed this question. What Canadians really want to know is why the leader of the Conservative Party refuses to get his security clearance.
Oh
Our leader
my
has a
Lord,
security
are we
clearance.
still
the
on
NDP
that?
leader has a security clearance. Well, the Bloc leader has a security clearance, and the Green Party leader has her security clearance. Two former CSIS directors have made it clear there is no substitute for a clearance. He owes his caucus and Canadians an explanation. Why doesn't he get a security clearance, and what does he have to hide?
That was nothing to do with the answer or the question.
I'm not going to recognize the Honourable Member with what appears with something that is not normally worn in this House, or that the member is normally worn in this House.
Wait, what?
Normally worn in this with what appears. I'm not going to recognize the Honourable Member with what appears with something that is not normally worn in this House, or that the member is normally worn in this House.
What the hell?
I'll ask the Honourable Member to please remove her winter hat.
Why is she wearing a toque in the House of Commons? That doesn't make sense.
The honourable member from King Vaughan.
After 9 years of this NDP Liberals, it's just more waste and mismanagement. The AG's scathing report slammed the Prime Minister's treatment of seniors. This government broke the New Horizon program. Value for money concerns with identity of nearly half of the approved projects. In one case, the government paid $23,000 for a door in a senior's residence that was never installed.
What the fuck? That's insane.
Mr. Speaker, when will this Prime Minister actually start caring for seniors, end the waste, and call an election?
That's a number.
The Honourable Minister for Labour and for Seniors.
Mr. Speaker, how dare the Conservative Party of Canada stand up in this House and talk about the treatment of seniors. I will remind that member that her former leader, Stephen Harper, went to Davos, the World Economic Forum, instead of going to, say, King Vaughan, to announce to Canadians that from henceforth the retirement age will be moving to 67 from 65. We reversed that. That member should be ashamed of herself. And we also built the door, Mr. Speaker.
We also built the door. We built that door. God damn it. You better believe we built that door.
À l'ordre, s'il vous plaît.
Order, please. The Honourable Member for Montmagny, Lille, Kamouraska, Rivière-du-Loup. Mr. Speaker, 9 years of this Liberal government has meant 9 years of fiscal irresponsibility. Yesterday, the Auditor General of Canada revealed that 77,000 ineligible businesses received a total of $3.5 billion from the CEBA Emergency Business Account.
That's
Mr.
insane.
Speaker, why does this Liberal government choose to enrich foreign companies and expensive consultants instead of supporting our Canadian local businesses? The Honourable Minister of Small and Medium Businesses. Mr. Speaker, our government helped approximately 900,000 small businesses through CEBA.
Yeah,
and
except you screwed up
over
by
80% of them
giving
have paid back their
77,000
loans.
of them more money they shouldn't have had.
We extended the repayment deadline not once, but twice. We did exactly what we had to do to help small businesses, Mr. Speaker.
L'honorable député.
The Honourable Member for Shefford. The Auditor General's report proves that the Liberals have no idea what they're talking about when they say that seniors are too wealthy to deserve support. The Auditor General's report shows that Ottawa is not collecting any solid data to determine whether its programs, such as old age security, are really meeting people's needs. They have no idea. They don't know whether their programs are working now or whether they will work in the future. So, when Liberals say that seniors deserve neither a pension nor a $250 check, well, according to the Auditor General's report, saying that is a strictly political choice. So why are Liberals choosing to forsake retirees?
It is a strictly political choice. We built a city on meth and coke.
The Honourable Minister of Labour and Seniors. Mr. Speaker, when the member says it's a political choice, well, was it a political choice as well to vote against increasing the GIS, Guaranteed Income Supplement? Would that have been good for Quebec seniors? What about support for the Canada Dental Care Plan, which is available to the most vulnerable seniors in Quebec and everywhere in Canada? The Bloc Québécois
I got a thing that said I should apply for the Canada Dental Plan. in the mail.
Another political choice then. They voted no. They voted against dental care for seniors. Mr. Speaker, the political choices are being made on that side of the House. On this side, we will always be there for seniors.
L'honorable député.
The honourable member for Shefford. Well, I have to repeat myself then. According to the Auditor General, the federal government has no data whatsoever to determine whether its programs such as old age security are sufficient to meet the needs of seniors. And yet, the federal government apparently knows for a fact that $3 billion to increase seniors' pensions is too much. Meanwhile, this same government claims that $6 billion in election goodies is just the ticket, just the right thing to do. No other party supports their election goodies, but all other parties are in favor of increasing seniors' pensions.
Yep.
When will the government stop improvising and hyper-focusing on the upcoming election and do the right thing by giving royal recommendation to C-319?
Never.
The Honourable Minister of Labour and Seniors. Mr. Speaker, the Bloc Québécois' political choices, I could list a bunch of them. They've made many poor choices for the future of Quebec and for the future of Quebec's seniors. Now I'd like to bring up another example, Mr. Speaker, of what we've done. We also enhanced the...
What? Because they cheered really loudly for that lady.
Canada pension plan to
Yes.
offer future generations and also seniors an enhance in their retirement pensions. The Bloc voted against it. We voted for it. We're here for today's seniors and tomorrow's seniors, unlike the Bloc Québécois.
Souvent, je me lève à cette...
I often rise to encourage members to please listen to those who have the floor. We should not be talking out of turn so that those who use interpretation services are able to hear.
From Regina Capel.
Hey,
the NDP
there's
leader put on a
Pugsley
big
Adams.
phony show this summer on the eve of a by-election, pretending to rip up the coalition deal. And recently he said, quote, the Liberals will always cave to corporate greed and always step in to make sure unions have no power. We couldn't have said it better ourselves. And Conservatives have put forward a motion agreeing with the NDP leader. So Canadians will soon find out whether or not he means anything he ever says, or if he'll sell out union brothers and sisters to keep this corrupt Liberal government in power just so he can keep his pension. So, question to the government, have they put the coalition deal back together so the Prime Minister keeps power and the NDP leader keeps his pension?
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Mr. Speaker, my question...
I'm sorry. One moment, please. Eric?
Oh my god, muting the mic again. What is this, number 5 today? Good god.
Government House Leader wants to rise to answer. So the Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish you had afforded the same courtesy to the Minister of Finance, who also wanted to answer a question.
Oh, did she just fucking call out the Speaker of the House?
Mr. Speaker, I wish you had afforded the same courtesy to the Minister of Finance, who also wanted to answer a question. And I think it would be appropriate to make sure that we apply the same standard moving forward. But what I would like to say to the Leader of the Opposition is that we gave him an opportunity to debate that, and instead of taking it, they ran away afraid. So, Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that he's even bringing this up, because when we gave them an opportunity to hold that vote, they said no, Mr. Speaker. But that's just another pattern of their behavior where they say one thing and do another. Thank you.
What? Yeah.
The Honourable Member for Regina Capel.
That's just not true. They just got mixed up on what day the debate is going to be had. It's going to be held this Thursday, and the vote will be on Monday, and all Canadians will be watching who's on the side of Canadian workers. Because this Prime Minister launched a brutal assault on workers. He devalued their paychecks with his inflation. He drove up prices with his carbon tax. He's doubled housing costs. He's hiked taxes, canceled big projects that put union members back to work, and issued edicts that undermine their collective bargaining rights. So once again, question to the government: have they put the coalition deal back together so that the NDP will qualify for his pension while Canadian workers suffer?
The Honourable Minister for Labour and for Seniors.
The member seems to be referring to incidents last summer where, I might add, I consulted with the Conservative Party, who were urging me, as we did at the time, to come to the aid of farmers in Saskatchewan and throughout Western Canada who were trying to get what was a bumper crop to the ports and to international markets, which is the pride of Canada, Mr. Speaker. We intervened to save Canadian farmers and to save Canadian
Do you even know what you're saying? Or what question you're answering?
In jobs, that's what we did. The Conservatives sat on the sidelines. We'll always stand for Canadian workers.
The Honourable Member for Flamborough-Glanbrook.
Speaker, the NDP leader claims to have ripped up the deal with the Liberals, calling this government weak, selfish, and beholden to corporate greed. Yet he's voted over 24 times to hike the carbon tax, driving up the cost of everything. Meanwhile, 2 million Canadians visited food banks last month, 18% of them workers. Will the leader of the NDP sell out Canadians again, or has the Prime Minister made another backroom deal with the leader of the NDP to secure his pension at the cost of Canadian workers?
They're just not going to let this go. They're not going to let this go. They may as well just answer.
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I'm not sure that question had anything to do with government business, but on this side...
It did. He asked the government directly, did you guys put the coalition agreement back together?
The House, when we do that, whether it was the member from Kingston or whether it was the member from Davenport, our questions were taken away, even though they were with regards to government business. However, what I can say is that the Conservatives keep running scared. Whenever we give them an opportunity... However, what I can say is that the Conservatives keep running scared with regards to government business. However, what I can say is that the Conservatives keep running...
Oh, God, Chrystia Freeland. Good point, Karina. Good girl.
Scared. Whenever we give them an opportunity to do what they say, they vote against it. Whether it's cutting taxes and giving people a GST holiday, what did they do? Vote against. Whether it's actually coming forward with a motion to vote confidence in the government, what do? Vote against. Mr. Speaker, they're too scared to actually act on their issues. They'd rather provide slogans than solutions. On this side of the House, we're acting for Canadians. Thank you.
That's right. Good job, Karina.
The Honourable Member for Ottawa-Vanier. Mr. Speaker, the government is introducing a GST break that will put money directly back into domestic and so mouths. Conservative leader.
For 9 years of this Prime Minister, Canadians cannot afford their rent or mortgages. The NDP leader has called the Liberals too weak, selfish, and beholden to corporate interests to fight for Canadians. But it is the NDP leader himself that is keeping the Prime Minister in power. Conservatives have tabled a motion of confidence using the NDP leader's own words. Will the NDP leader stand behind his words, or has the government made another spineless backroom deal at the expense of Canadians?
That's awesome. They're using the NDP's own words as a motion of confidence. That's great.
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservative members of Parliament are really getting to be pretty ridiculous around here. You know, they have an opportunity to ask real questions of the government.
They are
instead
asking
they choose
real
to
questions.
play petty politics. But I'll be honest, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I introduced a motion that would give them the opportunity to do that. Remember, the Leader of the Opposition tweeted about that over the weekend? But when given the opportunity...
Wait, I thought you did it yesterday. How could he have tweeted about it over the weekend if you did it yesterday? I'm confused. Does he have a time machine?
They said no, Mr. Speaker. Why? Because they're too afraid and too weak to actually do what they say, Mr. Speaker. On this side of the House, we're going to stand up for Canadians. We're going to provide real affordability measures, even if they try to stand in our way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Right.
The honourable member from Battleford's Lloydminster.
Well, Mr. Speaker, what is ridiculous is Canadians are struggling to feed, heat, and house themselves while the NDP leader waits to get his pension. In a by-election stunt, he claimed to rip up his agreement with the Liberals. Yet the NDP's actions prove that the carbon tax coalition is driven by his pension and the Prime Minister's lust for power. Canadians cannot afford this costly coalition. Will the NDP vote non-confidence, or has the Prime Minister crafted yet another spineless backroom deal?
There you go.
I know members are having some questions, but I will have an opportunity to speak to this after question period. The Honourable Leader of the Government of
I can't talk anymore. I don't know what to say. I'm so confused. Poor Fergus.
Mr. Speaker, it kind of boggles the mind that the Conservatives are talking about pensions for their members when the Leader of the Opposition...
They're not talking about pensions for their members. They're talking about your pensions, you ninny. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're talking about your pensions and Singh's pension. They are not mentioning their pension at all. Wow.
$1 billion pension from the House of Commons, Mr. Speaker. It's unbelievable what they say. They say one thing, they do another. You cannot trust these
Shut up,
members of
Christia.
Parliament
You're not
with
on the
anything
floor.
that they say, because pretty much what they're accusing others of is exactly what they do.
Hey, hold up a mirror. Do you have a mirror in your purse, Karina? Hold it up and say that to yourself. Holy shit.
the Honourable Member from Kamloops, Caribou Thompson.
Mr. Speaker, Tara D'Souza sexually assaulted a 3-month-old baby.
The fuck?
That baby needed reconstructive surgery. Tara D'Souza is in a woman's jail in BC. That woman's jail also has the mother-child program.
But women don't sexually assault children, right? No. Women don't do that. No. They just, yeah, they're totally fine.
Which allows mothers to raise their children. I visited that jail and I saw exactly where D'Souza was standing. There was a straight line that took me less than a minute from where D'Souza was standing to the mother-child house. No large fences, a straight pathway. What is this government doing allowing sex offenders near children in jail?
That's a very valid question. Why is there no, like, barricade between the crazy lady that assaulted a fucking infant and the mother-child house?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the safety and security of children who participate in the mother-child program is obviously a top priority for the Correctional Service of Canada. Mr. Speaker, it's important to understand that this program has existed for decades, including during the time that Mr. Harper was Prime Minister of Canada. There are eligibility criteria and protocols to participate in this program.
Yeah, but why is there no barricade? Why does she not have any obstruction between her and the children?
It includes child welfare screening done by competent provincial authorities. Mr. Speaker, the member opposite should be careful before he tries to politicize such tragic circumstances and these most heinous crimes.
Order! Order!
Order, everybody.
Order. Members have had an opportunity to ask a question, and members have an opportunity to answer. The honourable member from Egmont.
Mr. Speaker, our plan for a national school food program is...
Mr. Yep. The Liberals are letting... Speaker.
Sorry, I'm skipping all of the softball questions.
The honourable member from Port Moody, Coquitlam.
The Liberals are letting seniors down. They don't even track the impact of the programs meant to support them. Seniors are falling through the cracks, and this government has no plan to fix it. And they excluded them from the recent $250 rebate.
Shame.
And the Conservatives, they want to cut support for seniors altogether.
Oh, yeah.
No, they
Seniors
don't.
have been saying for years that the OAS doesn't cut it, and cruel and callous GIS clawbacks are putting them even farther behind. Why do the Liberals care so little about seniors?
Good question.
The Honourable Minister for Labour and the Minister for Seniors.
Well, I want to thank that member for the question. Happily, she and her party have supported the Liberal record of success in supporting seniors. Things like dental care, things like expanding old age security, things like topping up the guaranteed income supplement. That we have managed to accomplish in this Parliament, and it is a great tribute to those members who have voted for...
You what?
I just heard Troy say good question. For those things. Unfortunately, we've had to do so walking into the headwind across the aisle from the Conservatives and the Bloc Québécois, who vote systematically every time, Mr. Speaker, against seniors.
The Honourable... Order. The Honourable member from North Island, Powell River.
Mr. Speaker, veterans with mental health conditions don't need more red tape to get help. Like support with home care services, like cleaning and mowing the lawn. They must prove their condition every year. This policy is discriminatory,
That's
sexist,
bullshit.
and completely unnecessary.
How is it sexist? How the fuck is it sexist? It's discriminatory, yeah, but how is it sexist? Bacon cheeseburger, no onion. No, because you said order.
The Liberals are letting veterans down just like the Conservatives did when they cut veteran services. Does the minister recognize the extra burden she's placing on MST survivors, veterans, and their
Somebody's
families?
phone was ringing.
The Honourable Minister for Veterans.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we have always been there to help support veterans. Since 2016, we've invested more than $11.5 billion additional dollars to help support veterans and their families. Unlike the Conservative Party of Canada that closed the 9 Veterans Affairs office, on this side of the House, we opened them. We also hired additional staff to make sure that the appropriate assessments and adjudications were done in a timely fashion. And Mr. Speaker, when it comes to mental health benefits, we have made improvements to ensure that veterans, when they apply for the benefits, have access to them immediately.
Except you make them prove their fucking mental health problems.
We're always there to help support our veterans and their family as they deserve it.
I see that the Honourable Government House...
That's just too funny. Wow, what a shit show. Like I said, sovereign idiocy and parliamentary moronity. As have I served you up enough idiocy and moronity for the day? I think I have. I think I have in fact fulfilled my quota of stupid for the day. I am going to go and put my youngest child to bed, who is refusing to go to sleep. Child. And I don't know if I'll be back for Mortal Kombat. I am in a lot of pain. We'll see. But I will keep your eyes peeled for Mortal Kombat, but I don't know. I'm stuffed full of dumb shit for today. Yes, exactly. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later on, hopefully for Mortal Kombat. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody.